Welcome to Seneca Indians Football, live on KNEO.org. This broadcast is a sporting outreach of the KNEO Sports Network. You're now locked into the official pregame show of the Seneca Indians. This is your home for every sack, interception, and touchdown. Now let's join Seth Wilson, Ben Walcott, and Daryl Harbaugh live on location.
Good evening and welcome to the Valley. Seneca Indian football here on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network. Seth Wilson as we are at Tom Hodge Field at Earl Campbell Stadium, getting ready for this Week 5 game between your Seneca Indians and the Aurora Hound Dogs. Joined tonight by Ben Walcott and Daryl Harbaugh, and they'll join us in just a second. But it is homecoming here, 2025 in the Valley. We're certainly glad that you're tuning in tonight, or maybe you're listening on Saturday morning after the game. Either way, Seneca coming in with a record of 4-0, having defeated Monette last week by a score of 68-52. Aurora comes in with a record of 2-2. They defeated Mount Vernon to open the season 32-29. Lost to Nevada 49-0, lost to Monette 60-16, and defeated Lafayette County last week 43-29. And Ben, last week the Indians got off to say a rough start, but not really that rough of a start. We'll talk about that in just a little bit, but the homecoming crowd should help get this Indians off to a fast start.
Yeah, you hope that the homecoming crowd will help get them motivated to try and get things off on a better start than they did last week. You know, we talked about, they force a 3 and out, have one play, and there's a fumble, and then next thing you know, Monette goes down and drives and recovers an onside kick, and before you can really settle into your seat if you're an announcer or if you're at home, it was, 3 minutes in and you're down 16-0. So I think there's a little bit of motivation tonight for Seneca to come out and have a much better start.
And it's going to be a kind of an unusual start. Jace Renfro, All-State line in the last 2 years. He's going to be absent from tonight's game. Had two unsportsmanlike penalties called against him last week, so they'll be without him tonight. But next man up type of mentality. We'll see how that goes for the Indians on the front, both sides of the ball. And, Coach, homecoming is always an exciting thing around town. The parents love it. The players love it. The youth love it. Not so sure the teachers, the administration love it so much. But getting out of school to go to the parade. You've been in the area at a few schools coaching and teaching both. What sets Seneca homecoming apart from different homecomings that you've been a part of?
Well, here at Seneca, especially the last few years, what I've been a part of, we got a chance to win. But, I don't know. Homecoming week is just it's a big mess as far as the teacher is concerned, and you're trying to get everything organized. But as a coach is concerned, it's also hard sometimes to do that as well, just to get everything lined out as a coach and to make sure everybody's where they're supposed to be. Sometimes the kids have their mind on someplace else, but I hated it. I was never a rah-rah fan anyway, but anyway, I mean, you go along with it. Everybody understands it.
Yeah, Coach Hilburn has a great quote. We won't spoil that for you. Here's a teaser for that. But Coach Hilburn has a great quote in his coach's interview about homecoming festivities.
I think you got to credit Coach Hodge for it.
Coach Hodge was the originator of that quote, but Coach Hilburn passed it along in his interview this week. It was really good. Here for that in just a few more moments. We're going to take a break. We come back. We'll have more pregame show for you. Your countdown to kickoff sponsors: People's Bank of Seneca and Predators Pharmacy.
The Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report will provide up-to-the-minute scores and highlights from around the 4 states. With ultimate local coverage from all your favorite teams. The Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report, weeknights at 6 and 10 p.m.
Amory Roofing and Construction, based in Seneca, Missouri, specialize in roofing, siding, guttering, remodels, decks, and new construction. They also handle concrete, fire, and flood mitigation, and even work directly with your insurance claims. 417-389-6986. Whether it's a small repair or a major project, you can count on Amory Roofing and Construction for quality, integrity, and craftsmanship. See more online at amoryroofing.com or find them on Facebook.
And we welcome you back here to the Seneca Indian Sports Network. Okay, Ben, Here comes the recap from last week's game. Sit back in your seats. It's going to take me about 30 minutes to recap last week's game. Seneca came out on defense to start. Did a good job against Monette's up-tempo offense to start things. They were able to get the turnover on downs. Monette didn't feel like punting the entire game. That was their strategy, hold on to the ball so Seneca couldn't score. Well, that set up shop for Seneca at Monette's 29-yard line. It looked like the Indians were going to strike on the very first play, but Hunter Haynes was tracked down at the 1-yard line. Apparently lost the fumble, even though he came up from the bottom of the pile with the ball. And then Monette went on a 15-play, 97-yard drive that took under just 3 minutes. Monette-style ball made famous by Pulaski Academy down in Little Rock. No punts, go for 2, and they followed it up with an onside kick after their score. They did recover that onside kick, and they went at Seneca's 45-yard line. They went 6 plays and scored again to find themselves up 16-0. Seneca trailing already at that point in the game. They were able to recover the next onside kick at the 50-yard line. They took 5 plays just under 2 minutes off the clock with Roman Miller punching it in from the 3 to make the score 16-8. Seneca's defense went to work again, forcing Monette to give it back, holding strong on 3 straight possessions of 4th down, and Miller took it from 6 yards out to make it a new game at 16 all. Monette another 4 and out. Probert found pay dirt from 11 yards, one of his 5 touchdowns on the night, and then Seneca rambled off in total after with Miller and Probert's touchdowns. 32 unanswered points. They went up 32-16 at that point with 4:32 left in the half. Monette was able to get a score with 2:50 left in the half to make it an 8-point game, 32-24. Seneca's offense was forced to punt for the first time since week 2, as Probert was carried on his last touchdown carry he had before the half to make it 32-24. The second half, Probert got back in and took it from 42 yards out to push the lead back up to 16, 40-24. Sights from Monette got it back to an 8-point spread on a 17-play drive from Monette. And then Seneca answered back with Probert again, 6 yards out to make it 46-32. Seneca took a page out of Monette's playbook, and Blaze Graham was able to recover an onside kick. And then Miller went 1 play from 25 yards out and extended Seneca's lead to 22 points. Monette then went on a 19-play drive, made it 54-38 with 11:52 in the game. Probert answered back again. And then Seneca's defense stood strong again on 4th down, and Graham took the reverse 41 yards to make it 68-38. Monette scored 2 more times, helped out by some penalties on their last score to make the final score 68-52. If you were able to keep up with that, amazing. That's a lot of numbers thrown at you, and I probably don't do the best job of as far as relaying that information down that breakdown, but there was a lot of action last week. Game ended around a little after 10 o'clock last night, last week, kind of a crazy night of football. Ben, Seneca had a great offensive game plan going in the week. 546 rushing yards officially through Seneca's stats. Miller and Probert both went for over 200 yards each. 1 year ago, Seneca's offense didn't have a 100-yard rusher against Monette, so kind of contrasting style there. What was the thing that stood out the most to you from last week's output on offense?
Well, I mean, the big thing is Seneca was able to get to that second level, clean up, get the linebackers, and then when you're Miller and Probert, all you have to do is make a safety miss, and you're able to go for an even bigger gain. So I think that's kind of the big thing for them, is that they were able to get to the second level. And you know, last year was, I think you said they finished 3rd in all-time in rushing yards in the state. You know, this year they're well on their way to trying to beat that. The passing game hasn't been there as much for them, but even with them trying to crowd the box, you notice the end of the game last week, they had 8-9 guys in the box, and Seneca was still able to get 4 or 5 yards a carry.
That was a big difference last week compared to last year's performance against Monette, just the amount of offense. But now, also on that, Seneca didn't force a whole lot of turnovers last week. Not a single turnover from Monette, which is a great improvement because last year Seneca had 3 pick sixes. But the big thing, though, they held Monette to 2 of 9 on 4th down percentage. Not a lot of pressure from the quarterback to make him into bad decisions. That 4th down percentage was pretty good. And, Coach, you got some thoughts on the offensive side or defensive side. What do you got for us?
I got all kinds of thoughts.
Let's go. Let's hear them out.
But, offensively, we do a good job running the football. There's no doubt about that. We pounded the ball. We did what exactly Monette can't stop. Monette can't stop the run. Why can't they stop the run? They don't practice against the run. They're a throwing team. They practice against passing, so they had no idea how to stop the run. So that's what we did. Offensively, we're going to have to throw the football because we're going to run on some good teams with some good linebackers and good linemen that's going to be able to stop us on the run, and we're going to have to make them honor our passing game.
That is going to be a big key for them going forward. We haven't had to get to that a whole lot when both your running back and your quarterback averaging close to 200 yards a game, somewhere in that ballpark. I mean, it's tough to get away from that. If you're getting 8-9 yards a chunk,
why would you?
It's hard to run away from that so much. I mean, Probert's got a great arm. We saw that last year. He rushed for 1,000 yards, threw for a couple hundred more yards and some scores. So it's hard to run away from your offense that's been working so well.
Well, you also think last week there was one play that would have sealed the game that Drew Sherwood didn't catch a ball where no one was within 20 yards of him, and that's a completion. You know, if it's complete, that's something that helps because it sucks the defense and the linebackers up. And, you know, as you get into facing the CJs and the Lamars of the world, that may have to come more into play, Coach.
Well, you've got to get those skill kids involved in the game. Run the routes, get ready to make the catch. You got to get them used to catching the football in game situation. There are times you just have to throw the curl route or something like that. Play action pass. You have to. You've got to let those and open up the defense, and you've got to get those kids involved. They shouldn't just be out there to block. They need to be out there to catch the ball, and that makes the whole offense better.
Well, if you notice, too, taking back from last year's state championship game against Blair Oaks and a couple games this year, whenever other teams have found success, they've had it passing the ball against us. Our run defense is amazing.
Yeah.
And last week, even though, I mean, Monette threw the ball 79 times last week, which is, again, we didn't have a whole lot of pressure on the quarterback last week, but also all of us here probably at home, the viewers at home watching the game, probably thought there was a few holding penalties that got Monette got away with. You can't tell me percentage-wise that a team throws the ball 79 times and there's only one holding penalty the entire game. To me, that's just mind-boggling because our defensive line, you got Jace Renfro, Aiden Crane, Landon Hartg, and I'm drawing a blank on the other one right now, Brock Pendergraft. Up there on that front line, you can't tell me there's not a holding penalty that occurs more often than just one time out of 80 passing attempts.
Well, the other thing is in the third and the fourth quarter, they may not have had sacks, but they were finally getting some pressure on the quarterback. Monette was starting to wear down a little bit, and I think that's something that you're going to have to see more of. You know, against Mount Vernon, I think it was Aiden Crane had an excellent night, able to get a couple of sacks. You're going to need those kind of performances.
Go ahead, Coach.
Well, you've also got to think back last year we had more defensive linemen to sub in to keep those kids fresh. We don't have them now. I know you mentioned a few of them. Aiden Crane's doing great. 73. Who is that? Hartg. Yeah, he's doing great. The more I watch him on film, the more I like him. And they got to be able to rotate in and give those guys a break because coming down the stretch, we're going to play some good football teams.
There's going to be some football teams that want to throw the ball against Seneca, and it's going to be one of those teams tonight that's going to want to try to establish probably the passing game first. Honestly, most teams try to establish your run game first, look to pass. Monette obviously wasn't one of those teams, and neither will Aurora be tonight probably. They'll probably try to take a page out of Monette's playbook, try to go up tempo, try to get our guys winded early because they know we have a little bit of lack of depth in some areas, and so that may be their game plan tonight. We'll see how it goes. All right, we're going to take a break here. We come back in about a minute. We'll have more of your Countdown to Kickoff show. Sponsors of that tonight, People's Bank of Seneca and Prater's Pharmacy.
Prater's Pharmacy in Seneca is a proud supporter of the Seneca Indians. The pharmacy is open from 9 to 5:30 Monday through Friday and from 9 to 1 on Saturday. They offer an automatic refill program and internet refill service online at praterspharmacy.com and through their mobile apps. They also have a drive-through window. Prater's Pharmacy at 1711 Cherokee in Seneca, 417-776-8701. Go Indians!
People's Bank of Seneca. We care about your journey every step of the way. Since 1996, visit us in Joplin, Neosho, or Seneca. PeoplesBankOfSeneca.com. Member FDIC. Proud sponsor of area athletics. Let's score big together.
And we welcome you back here to the pregame show. We're 30 minutes away from kickoff. If you're tuning in, you can see it on the field right now, the homecoming festivities as they're escorting the Seneca Indianettes and your Seneca Indian cheerleaders out on the field. And always a fun time to have homecoming here. You can see some smoke over there in the back. People out tailgating, having a good time tonight. But it's time for our Southwest shout-out. Tonight we're going to go back to kind of what we did in Week 2. It's the ranked teams in Southwest Missouri. Nixa still sitting atop of Class 6. Webb City ranking 3rd in Class 5. Carthage at 5 in Class 5. Republic tied at 6th in Class 5. And Neosho knocking on the door with their undefeated record to host Webb City tonight. That's going to be a big game just about 10 miles away. I'll see how those two come out of that one. It could be a very close game over there. That's kind of what I'm predicting. Ben, you got any thoughts on that game?
I mean, it's Hall of Fame night in Neosho. Neosho is going to be fired up. You know, they were 4-0 going into that game last year, and they lost 35-28 in that contest. So, you know, Neosho is going to be ready to go, especially at home, Webb City. You know, if they don't come out with their best effort, don't be surprised if Neosho pulls off what a lot of people would consider an upset.
Nevada sitting at 7 in Class 4. McDonald County dropping out this week after their loss to Nevada last week. Matt County was 6 going into last week's game. They lose to Nevada. They dropped completely out, even though Nevada was a ranked team. That's kind of surprising.
Yeah, that one is a little bit of a shock. You know, it's Matt County's first loss, but I think, you know, I was able to talk to Kim last night at softball, and he goes, and Daryl said this too, he goes, you know, I don't know that we want to face teams after they play Seneca because, you know, all we do, you know, all they do is tick him off, and, you know, they play a whole lot better that next week. So I think we'll find out a lot about this Mack County team tonight because they have the air raid coming to town in Anderson for their homecoming.
Well, that'll be a fun game down there. I don't know if that'll be maybe quite as high scoring. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see how those two. Then also Carl Junction falling out of the top 10 in Class 4. Moving on to Class 3, of course, Seneca still number 1. They lost one of their first place votes for Lift for Life, but they're still holding strong at 1. Cassville still getting some votes at 1 and 3. Maybe the first time I've ever seen a 1 and 3 team getting votes in a top 10 ranking.
Well, I think a lot of it has to do with Week 1 against Seneca because they only lost by 7. But I hate to say it this way, it also kind of proves that not a whole lot of people follow football in Southwest Missouri, and I don't know that those voters are paying too much attention to teams around here because the closest voter in those media polls is in Springfield.
Well, also Seneca losing to Monette, I think that caused a lot of people to think, well, Monette's 2-2 at this point. I mean, there's no reason why Seneca should have been within 2 scores of them. Well, we were up 3 scores, and Monette scored with about a minute and a half left in the game.
Well, and we were up 30 at one point, too. So.
Right. It does make a big difference there. It doesn't tell the whole tale of the game. Find yourself down 16-0 and come back and able to win that game. So you're moving on down. Lamar sitting at number 2 in Class 2. Fairgrove at number 6 in Class 2. And Maryville at 2 in Class 1. Kind of an unusual year for Class 3 schools in Southwest Missouri, usually seeing several ranked teams in Class 3 at midseason. Maybe some will end up there. Talking about Cassville knocking on the door. We usually see a Reed Spring there. We usually see maybe a Hollister hasn't been in there a while, but they got some votes several years ago, back when Coach Atkins was over there coaching for them. So there's a lot of different teams out there that still can make some noise here late in the season.
Well, I hate to say it this way, Seth, but other than Seneca, Class 3 really isn't that strong this year in Southwest Missouri. You look at everybody around. Reed Spring is down. They are 0-4. Hollister is in our district. They're 2-2. Seneca is the only team in Seneca's district with a winning record right now. So yeah. I would say, in our area, even into the Springfield area, you have your Class 4, Class 5, Class 6 schools that are strong, but Class 3 is down except for Seneca.
All right, it's time for Seneca by the numbers. Looking at numbers from Seneca, 2,015 total yards, surpassing that mark from a year ago by 200 yards. I believe it was last week. They were 100 yards less. Now they're 200 yards over from what they had a year ago. 9 of 16 through the air, 118 passing yards, 75% third down conversion rate for the Indians. And opponents have 8 passing touchdowns and 6 rushing touchdowns. So kind of evenly balanced there. Most of those passing touchdowns probably coming from last week. Either way, we have your Seneca by the numbers. We'll take a break here. We come back. We'll have the blast from the past right after this.
A business impact partner of KNEO is ProLube Tire and Auto Center in Neosho. Serving the area since 2001, they're open Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. ProLube Tire and Auto Center offers tire and brake repair, as well as transmission service, front-end alignments, and more. Located at 1406 North Business 49 in Neosho. More information 417-526-4984 or online at proluberepair.com.
Dairy Queen Grill and Chill in Seneca is the place to go before or after the game. Check out their amazing menu of fan-favorite blizzards like Oreo or cookie dough. Happy hour is daily from 2 to 5 p.m. That means everything you can drink from a straw is half price, excluding premium shakes. Don't forget to grab one of their $7 meal deals or their signature stack burgers and top it off with a Misty Slush. The Dairy Queen Grill and Chill in Seneca, located at 308 Washington, open daily from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Proud to support the Seneca Indians.
And we welcome you back. It's time for the Blast from the Past. Last week we covered 1983. This week we're going to rewind to 1956, a team we have not covered here on the Blast from the Past since its inception in Week 4 of 2021. In 1956, that team went 7-1-1. They opened the season with a win over Jasper, shutting them out 45-0. J.C. Kuhn had 3 touchdowns that game, and the future Seneca football coach Pat Lawson threw a touchdown pass as a freshman that night. They then lost to Aurora in Week 2, 13-21. Max Valls took the opening kickoff back 88 yards to score, and then Kuhn had a pick 6 from 30 yards out in the first half to lead 13-7. They rattled off 5 wins in a row after that, defeating Greenfield 33-0. J.C. Kuhn had a 5-yard fullback slant. They had it as German. They had it as Garmin, and I'm thinking it's Gorman. I'm not sure, but Larry Garmin scored from 3 yards out in the first quarter. He then scored in the second from 7 yards out to lead 20-0 at half, and then Kuhn and Varney had a score in the second half. Against Miller the next week, they won that one 35-0. Kuhn again with 2 touchdowns, Watts scoring, and Garmin hitting Lawson for a 25-yard touchdown. Against CJ, they won 20-12. Max Valls had 2 first-quarter touchdowns, one from 7 and one from 44, and J.C. Kuhn also scored in that one. They shut out Carterville 53-0 in the next week. J.C. Kuhn and Larry Steele both having punt returns for a touchdown, one at 60 yards and one at 65 yards. Valls had 2 scorers on that game, and Garmin scored once. Donnie Montgomery also scored 2 touchdowns that week against Carterville. And then in Pierce City, they won that one 14-0. They tie with Sarcoxy 14-14. Max Valls was scored in that game against Sarcoxy with 60 seconds left in the game to tie it up, because that was going to be basically determining whether or not they were going to be conference champions. They wrapped up their regular season defeating Lockwood 41-14, and Seneca scored 3 touchdowns in the first quarter. It was the 5th straight Tri-County Conference Championship for the Indians that year. If you remember from years past, we've done 54, 53, 55. They had several good years there in a row. That was before the state playoffs occurred. That didn't start until 1968. But those mid-50s teams were phenomenal teams. The defense was great that year. They threw 5 shutouts. Their 54 points allowed on the season ranks 4th all-time in Seneca football history, dating back to 1946. We want to salute the 1956 team of Seneca, another great team in Seneca's history of tradition, pride, and class. We'll have the coaches show with the Seneca seniors right after this.
We're here with Jace Renfro. It's time for 60 seconds with the Seneca senior. Your first question is, what is your favorite sport other than football?
Probably wrestling, for sure.
And what position would you like to play other than the position you play now?
Fullback.
And what's your favorite food?
My favorite food's probably spaghetti.
And what's your favorite hobby outside of sports?
I love to fish.
And who is your favorite sports team?
The Notre Dame Fighting Irish.
And who's your favorite athlete?
Right now, probably like Zahid Valencia.
One more time?
Zahid Valencia, he's a wrestler.
Okay. And what's your favorite subject in school?
I don't really know if I have it. Could weights be a subject?
Sounds good. And who's your role model?
My dad, for sure.
And what are your plans after high school?
Go to college and wrestle.
And if you say one thing to your family, what would you want to tell them?
I love them.
All right, that's been 60 seconds with Jace Renfro.
I'm Bryce Johnson with this Unpacking It Sports and Faith Minute. Elimination games during the playoffs are always so intense and fun. Nothing brings out the best in a team like the desperation they play with when everything is on the line. What about in our own lives? Do we live with a desperation mentality when serving God? Oftentimes, something drastic has to happen before we're willing to surrender ourselves in total desperation for God. But we don't have to wait until we're actually desperate to live like we're desperate. Jesus has already shown us his amazing love, so our response each day should be one of surrender. Paul writes in Romans, I plead with you to give your bodies to God because of all he has done for you. Let them be a living and holy sacrifice, the kind he will find acceptable. This is truly the way to worship him. Today, let's allow our desperation to please God lead us to sacrifice everything we have, knowing that victory is the result. I'm Bryce Johnson, and you can unpack that. For more, go to unpackingit.com.
It's time for the Cody Hilburn Coaches Show. The Coaches Show is sponsored by Prater's Pharmacy and New Mac Electric. Now here's Seth Wilson and head coach Cody Hilburn.
After game this last week, you said there were some things that need to be cleaned up on defense. What have you guys been working on this week in order to be more efficient on defense going forward?
Yeah, there's obviously a lot of things on both sides of the ball and with our special teams that we're still trying to correct and fix. But, for us, we are still trying to get guys in the correct position. And we don't want to be content and, this guy's this guy's this. So we're still trying to figure out our own personnel. And something that we got to do maybe a better job as coaches is we can't be the same every year. And if we need to adapt to what we're doing on that side of the ball, we're going to do it. And we're going to find the best stuff that fits our kids, and we'll get the kids in the correct spot to be successful.
With Monette passing so much in one game, how does that help you guys going forward as the season progresses as far as pass defense?
Yeah, I think every week, 2 weeks ago, we had Nevada, and that game was kind of played in the phone booth there and single wing, and that's a tough offense to defend. And then the very next week, you defend 79 passing attempts. And so, yeah, it's tough in the time, but when you get down to, hopefully week 12 and week 13, you've seen everything, and it's easy to pull back and find the stuff we did well on those weeks and the stuff we need to fix.
Speaking of doing things well, you guys didn't have to force a lot of turnovers on Friday night on your defense, but you guys were 2 of 9 forcing them out on fourth down. Talk a little bit about their toughness on Friday night in those fourth down situations.
Yeah, we had a lot of guys. I think there were 235 plays in that game the other night, and we got a lot of kids going both ways. And they threw the ball 79 times. And you can imagine a kid, you take Roman Miller, for instance, that covered a Division I running back / receiver, 79 times and then carried the ball 20 sometimes and never came off the field. That's tough. And it takes mental toughness to do that. And, we're frustrated at times with not doing everything perfect, but we got tough kids here, and when we're asking them a lot to do a lot, and we're going to continue to grow as a football team because of that.
The offense was able to move the ball pretty efficient Friday night. We haven't seen a whole lot of the passing game, but that's thanks to averaging around 9.5 yards per carry. Do you see a need to add more to the passing attack going forward, or will be that week to week depending on what you see from the opposing defenses?
I can promise you we have a good package in every single week. And if we get to it, we get to it. If we don't, we don't. And we're never going to force the issue. If we can run the ball, we want to run the ball. And we've been able to do that. But I think we've shown enough. Even when we miss something, it may not be a completion, but I think people understand that we have the threat to go vertical in our passing game, and they're still honoring that. And I think you have to. And as soon as they don't honor it, we're going to start hitting some of that stuff, and then that's kind of when our offense gets clicking on all cylinders.
A while ago, you mentioned special teams. You've had a couple kickoff returns for a touchdown against you guys this year. You changed up the strategy a little bit this last week against Monette. How did you feel like the team did in kickoff coverage, seeing how they had to be on the field so many times Friday night? You guys put up 68 points.
Yeah, a lot of times with kickoff is kicking the ball in the correct location. Okay, you don't want, obviously we didn't want number 3 to ever return for them last week, and we did a good job of keeping the ball away from him. Drew did a very good job of executing the game plan on kickoff, and then our coverage was much better. So same thing as offense and defense. We're still finding the right personnel and still trying to figure out who we want to be as a kickoff team.
And you talk about Drew Sherwood. It had one of the better onside kicks I've seen in a while around here, and you guys were able to jump right on top of that one.
Yeah, it was a huge momentum change in the game right there. Kind of allowed us to get up by a couple possessions in a game that's back and forth. When you can get up 2 possessions, you feel a lot better.
Prater's Pharmacy in Seneca is a proud supporter of the Seneca Indians. The pharmacy is open from 9 to 5:30 Monday through Friday and from 9 to 1 on Saturday. They offer an automatic refill program and internet refill service online at praterspharmacy.com and through their mobile apps. They also have a drive-through window. Prater's Pharmacy at 1711 Cherokee in Seneca, 417-776-8701. Go Indians!
A proud supporter of local high school athletics is Numac Electric. Serving Newton and McDonald County, they provide power for area homes and businesses and want to wish all the athletes much success throughout the season. For online bill pay and account information, the website is numac.com or 417-451-1515. Numac Electric, proudly serving Newton and McDonald County, where their slogan is Your Touchstone Energy Partner.
Aurora comes in after the win at Lafayette County last week. Offensively, they had 2 games where they put 30 points on the board. They run a lot of spread offense. You've seen them in the first 4 weeks. A lot of that in the first 4 weeks. A majority of that coming last week. Will you guys look to bring a lot of pressure or spy the quarterback this year, or kind of a combination of both?
Yeah, you got an extremely talented quarterback, one of the better quarterbacks in our league, I feel like. And so we can't do one thing. Some weeks we're able to set in our base stuff and just do one thing. We don't think we can do that against him. We got to change some stuff and give him some different looks, and we're going to. But the part that scares you the most about him is broken plays. And some of their most explosive plays on the year have been on broken plays. And you got to stay in coverage. You got to plaster receivers when he gets outside the pocket. And then once he does, our linebackers got to do a good job of forcing him to get the ball out of his hands.
And defensively, they allowed less than 29 points in a game. What do you see from them as far as base fronts? Will they bring a lot of pressure from their linebackers? What are you seeing from them?
They actually play a unique front that we don't see very often. It's kind of a tight front where they're trying to push everything outside, and they bring a lot of smokes off the edge. And so it's difficult because it's something new. So some stuff yesterday in practice wasn't very clean. We got to do a better job getting it cleaned up today, and hopefully we just come out and execute.
And as far as our secondary, what do you see from them?
I think their free safety, number 2, is the best free safety we've seen this year just because he's complete. Oftentimes we kind of, in the scouting report, say he's a real good cover guy with ball skills but not great in run support. This guy can do it all. There's times where you pause film and you think a play is blocked perfectly and it's a 3-yard gain. And that's always a concern for us because we don't have a ton of stuff where we get a hat on the safety. So it's up to our running backs and ball carriers to go make you miss.
And it's homecoming week. We know there will be a lot of, without Jace this week, there will be a lot of distractions and schedules that are out of the usual for you guys. How do you keep these 15 to 18-year-old kids focused for the game on Friday night?
Yeah, I've tried to change my tone of voice, I guess, with homecoming. And because Seneca, it's a special place, and homecoming means something, and I'm very happy of that. And it's easy for me to just say I don't like homecoming as a coach, but that's not it. I think Coach Hodge, and I've used Coach Hodge's quote every year since I've been here, and he used to tell us when we were playing for him that it's okay to smell the perfume as long as you don't drink it. And that's what we've talked about with our kids all week. It's okay to enjoy homecoming, but it can't be the main thing. The main thing's got to be the football game. So I hope our kids enjoy the week, and I think they are enjoying the week, but we got to understand our part in homecoming is to go out and win a football game.
You've been listening to the Cody Hoburn Coaches Show. The Coaches Show is sponsored by Prater's Pharmacy and Numac Electric. We'll be back with more Indians football after this on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
People's Bank of Seneca is proud to support this portion of the game. They offer banking services including checking and savings accounts, CDs, and loans for individuals and businesses. They have locations in the Seneca and Joplin areas and are online at peoplesbankofseneca.com. People's Bank of Seneca, proud supporters of the Seneca Indians. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Proudly supporting the Seneca Indians is Doug's Body Works. Owned and operated by Doug Scribner, they offer a 24-hour wrecker service and specialize in auto body and frame repair. Doug's Body Works is located at 1008 Oneida in Seneca and is proud to serve the local area. 417-776-8611. Go Indians!
We're here with Brock Pendergraft, and it's time for 60 seconds with a Seneca senior. And your first question is, what is your favorite sport other than football?
Track and field.
And what position would you like to play other than the position you play now?
Quarterback.
And why would you like to play that position?
So I can throw the ball, score touchdowns.
All right, what's your favorite food?
Cheeseburgers.
What's your favorite hobby outside of sports?
Hunting or golf.
And what's your favorite sports team?
Oklahoma Sooners.
And who's your favorite athlete?
Baker Mayfield.
And your favorite subject in school?
History.
And what are your plans after high school?
Go to college for track and field, be gamer.
And who is your role model?
My dad.
And if you could say one thing to your family, what would you like to tell them?
I love you.
All right, that's been 60 seconds with Brock Pendergraft.
And we welcome back here to the pregame show, your countdown to kickoff sponsors, People's Bank of Seneca and Prater's Pharmacy. Tonight's homecoming in Seneca as they welcome Aurora. If you missed it, right, we had the coaches show and everything on, but we kept the camera with the coronation ceremony, and Miss Emma Darnell was named the 2025 Seneca Homecoming Queen. Congratulations to her. Back to the game, though. This matchup dates back to 1956. Seneca holds that. That was the first year we had the blast from the past team being 1956. I didn't do that intentionally. Seneca holds the overall advantage 37-26. Aurora ended last year with a 2-8 record. They do have a strong history, boasting 2 state championships, one in 1969 in Class 2 and one in 1999, and they were a Final Four team in 2015. Aurora is coached by Ty Kime, who took over this year after exiting coach Brandon Pitts. However, the offense hasn't changed a whole lot. Coach Hilburn mentioned their quarterback Creasy is one of the better quarterbacks they'll see this season. They like to run out of the spread. They'll go an empty set. They'll go under center, have 2 lead blockers for the main running back. So they do a lot of different things out there. Then they've thrown the ball a lot. They try to run offense similar to Seneca's. What do you see from them on film that could cause some troubles for the Indians' defense?
Well, it's the one thing that's been their big bugaboo all year. Not only broken plays, but you think passing the ball and trying to make sure that you wrap up and stay in your containment, because a broken play, sometimes you get excited, the quarterback gets out of the pocket, you think, I'm going to get a big hit. You leave your guy, next thing you know, it's a 50-yard pass play. So Seneca has to make sure they maintain their keys and hope they can get pressure with 3 or 4 guys up front.
And I'm not mistaken, I don't think the Indians are without Jagger Wilson, as he is no longer with the team. Unfortunately, we do wish him all the best. We're going to miss seeing him out there making some open field tackles. We know he committed to Oklahoma for baseball. We certainly want to wish him all the best in the world. And it's going to be hard not to see him out there, because he's made a lot of touchdown-saving tackles this season. He does so well from that defensive back position. So, again, just like Jace Renfro being out tonight, with Jagger Wilson gone now, next man up mentality. What are you going to have to step up and make the stops on defense in the secondary?
Well, not only defensively, offensively, you're going to have other people's come up, because he had those sweeps, those jet sweeps. He was known for those as well. But you got Blaze Graham, you got Hunter Haynes, those Drew Sherwood as well. Those 3 guys will definitely step up for you.
Go ahead, Coach.
Well, you notice that Hunter Haynes is to me on defense, like coming up from the safety position. And he's just a headhunter. What they do in their safety position on run support, and he does a great job coming downhill. And the only reason he's getting so many tackles and stuff like that is Drew Sherwood. I mean, they're sticking him on their best receiver, so Drew's shutting the guys down. That allows Hunter to fill and the linebackers to fill. And we may have somebody like Roman Miller or something just do nothing but spy for that quarterback.
Well, we talked about Hunter Haynes run the gap on our defense. Conversely, that a while ago, Coach Hilburn spoke about number 20 for them, Brennan Diaz, filling the gap, running down from the strong safety position, making a lot of plays in the backfield. I haven't seen him out there in the field. There were some rumors that he may have been ejected errantly last week in the game against Lafayette County, so they may be without one of their best tacklers tonight, and he's also a big offensive threat for the Hound Dogs. So we'll see if he ends up being out on the field tonight for Aurora as they take the field. Defensively, Aurora has shown a 4-3 look, a 4-4 look. They try to spill everything to the outside linebackers against Lafayette County last week. They ran a 5-2 look against Nevada to try to slow down their wing counter plays. Coach, with them having capable of running so many different looks on the defensive side of the football, what should the Indians expect to see to them, and how should they attack their defense?
Well, once again, you're looking at multiple sets. You're looking at linebackers blitzing. I mean, if I was coaching, I would do everything I could to stop the run, because that's our main thing. Stop the run. But you gotta be able to. If they're up there, you've got to be able to pick. That offensive line's got to be able to pick them up, read the blitzes and stuff. But it's a twofold. You cram the box, and you have to break it. There ain't nobody back there behind it.
All right, we're going to take another break. We come back. We'll have more pregame show for you. Your coin toss right after this. Your countdown to kickoff sponsors: People's Bank of Seneca and Prater's Pharmacy.
I'm Bryce Johnson with this Unpacking It Sports and Faith Minute. Those sports fans want rookies on their favorite team to make an instant impact. The reality is that most players take time to develop. As followers of Jesus, we desire to have a godly impact on others instantly. But realistically, it doesn't always turn out that way. Sometimes our impact on a person's faith journey isn't revealed until years later. So we must have an urgent patience. This means we don't hesitate to share, but patiently wait until it all clicks for them. We also must be patient for people to produce fruit, as it takes time to become spiritually mature. In the Bible, Jesus says, "Let your light shine before others, so that they may see your good works and give glory to your Father who is in heaven." Today, let's be challenged to make an impact on others by the way we live. Let's share the gospel and trust God to transform lives. I'm Bryce Johnson, and you can unpack that. For more, go to unpackingit.com.
And we welcome you back to the Valley here at Tom Hodge Field at Earl Campbell Stadium. We're just about 4.5 minutes away from kickoff. It's time for keys to victory and key players. And Ben, we'll start with you this week. What are your keys to victory tonight for the Indians?
You got to be able to shut down the passing attack of this Aurora team. Like you mentioned very early in the pregame show, they may start off with the pass because they know how potent this run defense is for Seneca.
All right, and Coach, what do you have for keys to victory for the Indians tonight?
Well, once again, we're a running football team. We got to pick up the linebackers blitzing. We got to pick up the stunts up front, and we got to be able to allow our running backs to give them a hole for them to be successful.
And key players of tonight's game, Ben, what do you got?
Well, if we stick with the theme of stopping the pass, I think Drew Sherwood's going to have a very good night. Coach talked about how he's usually draped all over the best receiver for the opposing team. I'm not sure who that is for Aurora, but he's going to have to be draped all over him here this evening.
And Ben, or Coach, before you walk out on the field for the coin toss, who do you have for key players?
Key players tonight, I think it's got to be the linebackers for us, just because you can't let that quarterback get out and run. He's their best player. He's the one that makes things happen. And if you've got to be able to spy on him and get him up and keep him contained and don't let him out loose.
All right, keys to victory for me tonight, I'm going to go with special teams. Got to be able to have stops on your kicks. Aurora's prone to give up a lot of points. You got to be able to stop on the kickoff. Your kickoff team coverage has got to do a good job. And then key players for me tonight, I'm going to go with Kai Adams. Kai Adams kind of had a quiet first couple of weeks. He had some big plays here and there last week on some screens and stuff, but he's going to have a big game tonight for the Indians, coming back from that linebacker position, whether he's spying on Creasy. He's got to cause some havoc somewhere tonight, and I see him coming out tonight and doing a good job of that. Go ahead, Coach. We'll send it down to you for the coin toss with Rick McCauley, the referee, down there.
Yeah, we got Rick McCauley and his crew down here, and they boys are shaking hands, and he's just giving the instructions to the coaches right now and just making sure that, things got a little chippy last week, and we need to get rid of that stuff out of sports. And I think the coaches know that, and as well as the referees know it.
Well,
but he's explaining the coin toss right now
captains,
to Aurora, the captains.
Captains tonight for Seneca, Kai Adams, Roman Miller, Brody Probert, and Hunter Haynes. Go ahead, Coach.
I think Aurora has won the toss, and they're going to elect to defer.
Sean Creasy, the quarterback and captain for Aurora. Number 2, Braden Allen out there as well for Aurora. I believe they have number 72 and 8. Number 8 being Treston Lopez, and number 72, Gabe Van Oak.
Actually, Aurora's going to receive.
Aurora did take it.
Aurora did take the ball to start this game. They'll be going left to right across your screen there. Seneca wearing their all reds, white helmets, white pants. Haven't seen the white helmets, white pants combo for. We've been seeing a lot of red on red, but we've only had one home game this far. So we are in week 5, and we're just now having our second home game of the season. Of course, they'll be back home down here again next week against Carl Junction, and then they'll only have one more regular season game after that. Something else we didn't mention a while ago. Tonight, Coach Hilburn looking for his 50th win at the helm for the Seneca Indians. So that's a big moment for him. Go ahead, Ben.
And, Coach mentioned it. The officials know it. You mentioned how chippy it was last week. It was chippy up for Aurora, too, so I'm sure, there may be some extra emphasis by the officials here tonight. They may call it pretty tight here in the early going, knowing both these teams may be a little bit chippy and try and nip it in the bud, unlike what happened last week.
Yeah, hopefully have a good, clean game between these two schools. Like I said, I haven't seen Diaz out there on the field yet for Aurora, number 20. So I don't know if he even traveled with them. I don't see him on the sideline, but he is one of their big threats, both in the backfield and on the defensive side. Comes up and fills the gap really well from that safety position. Back deep to receive for the Hound Dogs, number 24, Ryan Fries. There's 3 different Fries on this team. 24, Ryan Fries. He's a freshman. 25, Omar Fries. He's a sophomore. And number 32, Zach Fries is a junior. So 3 different Fries for the Hound Dogs team. Also back deep to receive.
Makes me hungry, Seth.
Number 80, Seth Cracker, a freshman. So a sophomore and a freshman back there deep to – 2 freshmen. Excuse me, 2 freshmen back deep to receive.
All I can think
Aurora.
of are French fries when you say fry.
Could go for some McDonald's fries about right now.
And game.
Drew Sherwood's got the go-ahead, and we're underway here, homecoming 2025. It's a squib kick that's going to be fielded by number 8, Treston Lopez. He's going to down it immediately at the 47-yard line. Aurora have it first down and 10.
And that's a smart play by him, because if he lets that dribble by, it goes down to probably the 30-yard line. So, a smart play by the Aurora player, give them pretty good field position here to start.
I got a feeling that little squib kick was supposed to travel a little bit further than that. But anyway.
Seneca's defense will go to work here to start this game here in the Valley tonight. Mooneyham behind Creasy in the pistol formation. 3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. That's Allen. Creasy looking downfield, looking to pass. First thing, got pressure in his face. Going to be flushed out of the pocket. Coming back to the right. Here comes Kai Adam. He's going to heave it up downfield, and that's going to be intercepted by Blaze Graham at the 11-yard line on the very first play. Great read by the senior. Saw the quarterback's eyes and goes over the top and makes the play.
Well, you said it, Seth, in the pregame. Your keys to victory was Kai Adams. Kai was the one that he was spotting the quarterback, and he come up and put the hit on him right before he threw it.
Seneca gets the ball right now, 11:51 to go here in the first quarter after 1 play.
Well, we also talk about the mobile quarterback there. Creasy, bid his time. Blaze Graham there, just kind of rover back there at safety, able to read it and pick off the play.
Seneca going double tight with Drew Sherwood playing a tight end on the far side with Drew King on the near side. Going to send Hunter Haynes in motion. And the handoff's going to go to Roman Miller. Miller's got blockers in front of him. Sidesteps a guy at the 11-yard line, still on his feet, the 15. Gives a stiff arm at the 19. Still on his feet. All the way down to the 30-yard line goes Roman Miller. A great sidestep and a great stiff arm allows him to get a big gain of 21 yards.
Well, he had to read number 12 there for Aurora, and he's able to sidestep him and then punched through an Aurora defender, and he was able to get a couple extra yards.
21-yard first down pickup for Miller. Graham split out to the far side. Again, a double tight formation for the Indians. It's going to be a quarterback keep to the left side. Probert's going to be at the 35, the 40. Gives a stiff arm at the 42. Forced out of bounds by number 2, Allen. And Probert's going to have another first down up to the 45. A pickup of 14 for the senior running quarterback.
Just the offensive line doing a great job. Once again, you see there up front, it looks like it was... I think it was Jude King was able to get up and climb up to the linebacker there that was able to clear out and give Probert a couple extra yards.
Now Sherwood's out in the slot position on this near side. Defensive lineman number 72 jumping offside. That's Gabe Van Note, the junior, and that's going to march forward 5 yards for the Indians. First down and 5 up to the 50, right at midfield. Donovan Hard, your umpire tonight for your officiating crew. Rick McCauley, the referee, out there tonight.
Don't be surprised, boys, we don't take a shot here. First and 5. That's a good down to do that on. Game sponsors for tonight: Newmac Electric, Prater's Pharmacy, Prolube Maintenance Center, and Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine.
Especially where you are on the field, too. 50-yard line, that's a perfect place to try a play-action pass.
Graham's going to go in motion, and it's going to be a give to Graham. Graham's got Miller blocking from him. He gets out to the side, and he's going to be brought down to about the 42-yard line, forced out of bounds at that spot. There's a number 10 on the field, I believe, for Aurora. I don't have a 10 on my roster, so this is an incomplete roster from Aurora. Hopefully that's not Diaz coming out there number 10 instead of 20, but either way, it's going to be a first down and 10, ball at the 42-yard line, a pickup of 8 for Graham on that carry.
Silas Ball able to pick up a block there for Graham on that outside.
It's It's going to be a fake to Miller. He's going to dump it out to the flats to Silas Ball. Silas Ball's got a guy chasing him down from behind. That's Rackley. And Ball's going to get down to the 34. A pickup of 8 on the play, 2nd down and 2.
It's just a quick arrow route there as Silas Ball starts on this left side, goes to that right side, and he had plenty of room to work with. And those are the kind of completions that you're hoping for Seneca that just keeps the defense honest.
2nd down and short here coming up for the Indians. 2 receivers on the near side, 1 on the far side. Graham's going to go in motion. It's going to be a design quarterback run to the right side. Probert lowers his shoulder, runs into a pile of hound dogs. A pack of hound dogs, a pile of hound dogs at the 30-yard line. A pack of hound dogs, there we go. And the ball gets up to the 30, enough for an Indian 1st down once again.
Once again, those 2nd and shorts will help you out as Seneca able to do a good job of gumming things up enough there up front to be able to allow him to get those extra yards that he needs for a 1st down.
Hunter Haynes going to come out to the near side. This tight, double tight formation like they did to start the drive on this play. Handout's going to go to Miller. Going to jump out to the left side to 25. Going to get even better angle there at the 15, the 10. He gives a stiff arm. Touchdown, Seneca Indians. Touchdown, Roman Miller as he takes it in from 30 yards out. Great blocking on the outside by Hunter Haynes.
You'll have great blocking by Hunter Haynes, but you'll also have a good kick-out block there by Silas Ball. And there is plenty of room there for Miller, and he stiff arms the guy into the end zone.
1 minute, 31 seconds off the clock.
And unlike last week, Seth, Seneca can go for 1.
Going for 1 here. High snap. Good job by Brant Laughlin to haul it in, and it sails through the uprights. 10:20 to go here in the first quarter. Seneca leads 7-0. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
The Seneca R7 School District is proud to support the student athletes and coaches competing in this game. High school activities help students learn life values such as hard work, dedication, and teamwork. The Seneca R7 School District is honored to serve such a great community and wants to thank all the Indian fans for their great support. The Seneca R7 School District. Tradition, pride, class.
And we welcome you back here to the Valley. Seneca leading this one 7-0 at Tom Hodge Field. 10:20 to go here in the first quarter of play. 30-yard run by Roman Miller. He has 2 carries for 51 yards to start this game. Not too bad of an average.
Yeah, can't complain about that. 25-yard average.
I think I had 25 yards my entire playing career.
It's probably being generous.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate your support. Drew Sherwood's going to tee this one up for the Indians. As you see a lot of the guys who play offense and defense out there right now. Miller, King, Kai Adams. Low line drive kick that's going to bounce down to 29. That Fries is going to pick up at the 21. And Ryder Owens comes downfield and makes a big hit on Fries. Great play by Ryder Owens on the kickoff cover. If you watch that on the replay, they kicked it exactly where they wanted to. Great placement by Sherwood. And Owens came down untouched and put a big hit on Fries.
Stay tuned after tonight's game for today's player of the game, sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic. For more information on chiropractic services by Dr. Seth Wilson, call 417-776-4556, a sponsor of Seneca Indian Athletics.
First down and 10 from their own 25. Twins for Creasy. Pistol formation as Mooneyham's behind him. It's going to be a straight handoff to Mooneyham. Mooneyham's going to get wrapped up immediately. First guy there, Blaze Graham, as well as Kai Adams.
Roman Miller.
Roman Miller there, too.
Yeah.
Loss of 1 on the play.
There's nobody for Aurora came off on a linebacker. Linebackers had a free rein on that play.
Loss of 1 for Mooneyham. Second down and 11. Same look for the Hound Dogs. This time split out a little further, though, is number 12, Sailors. Gets 2 guys go in motion for Aurora. That's got to be a penalty, as both number 2, Allen, and number 25, Omar Fries, went in motion, and that's going to be a false start. 5-yard penalty.
I don't know how the outside guy thought he was moving because he was on the line.
Yep. Second down and 16. Second down 16 coming up. We did get word that number 10 for Aurora is Juan Guido. So he's typically number 35, and now he is 10. Now they're going to send a man in motion. That's going to be Allen. And it's going to be a handoff to Mooneyhan right up the middle, and there's nowhere to go once again. Great read there. Didn't see who got first guy in there. May have been
Aiden Crane.
Aiden Crane, that's what I thought, coming off the bottom of that pile. Good tackle by him all the way back to about the 18-yard line.
You know, Seneca's just in a 3 front, and they're getting a ton of pressure up front there. You look at Hartg in the middle. He pushed the center and the guard about 4 yards back.
Yeah, I'm starting to like that kid more and more when I see him on defense. Anywhere in the game, I like the Hartg kid. He looks good.
Was that a loss of 6 on that play? I mean, I kind of
No,
thought
it was 2nd and 16, so
okay,
it's 3rd and 7 because you had your false start.
Gotcha. 3rd and long coming up. High snap. Creasy corrals it in, looking for the tunnel screen out to the outside, and coming up immediately to make the big hit out there is your quarterback linebacker, Brody Probert. He read that one beautifully as he takes down Mooneyham all the way back to the 15-yard line. A loss of 3 on the play makes it 4th down and 20.
Well, they faked that inside tunnel screen, Seth, and Probert didn't bite on it one bit. And a loss of 3 on the play makes it 4th down and even longer.
4th down and long coming up here for it's Guido back to punt. Blaze Graham standing on his own, on Aurora's 45-yard line, 45.5-yard line, and there's a stoppage in play. It looks like there may be a timeout, and that is the case. We'll step aside for 30 seconds and be back right after this.
A proud backer of the Seneca Indians is Campbell Biddlecombe Funeral Home of Seneca. Located at 1101 Cherokee, they are honored to serve the area with traditional service options including church and graveside services. They also have prearranged funeral plans. For more information, the phone number for Funeral Director Mike Steele at Campbell Biddlecombe Funeral Home of Seneca is 417-776-2251 or online campbell-biddlecomefh.com.
And we welcome you back to the Valley here on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network. 4th down and 20 coming up for Aurora. Blaze Graham standing deep still on his 45.5 yard. He likes that spot right at the top of the S, right at the turn of the S.
Now would be a great time for a punt return for a touchdown. You talked about special teams needing to make an impact.
Almost getting back there is Brock Pendergraft. Graham's going to take it to the left side. He's at the 40, and he's going to be spun down to the turf at about the 39. They're going to say he only got to the 40. 1st down 10 for Seneca on Aurora's 40-yard line.
A couple different players got close to blocking it. I think Hartg was one, and I think Brock Pendergraft was the other one that almost got there. So I think that's something that you'll have to watch.
Game sponsor for tonight, People's Bank of Seneca, Crowder College, Christian Healthcare Ministries, Seneca School District, Southwest Missouri Bank, Neosho Daily News, Doug's Body Works, Prairie Top Chiropractic, and Cedar Lane Farm and Garden. Jude King in the slot position. Hunter Haynes out here to the near side. Sherwood's going to come in and block. It's going to be a reverse to Haynes. Haynes has got 2 blockers set up in front of him. Sherwood's trying to get the outside. They're going to call a holding penalty on...
I think it's on Probert and the
ball's going
down.
to come free as well. They're going to call a holding penalty on Probert and Miller, but it didn't look like there was any holding there whatsoever. They're just standing in front of him. I mean, it's going to be a fumble on the play, though, as Haynes lost that one on the far sideline.
You got to be a little bit better of protecting the ball there if you're Hunter Haynes, but it doesn't matter on the holding call because it's going to be Aurora football.
So 1st down and 10 from their 36-yard line.
You know, I hate to say it, Seth, but, 2 weeks, 2 fumbles for him, and I think he knows that he's got to be better.
Well, there ain't nobody harder on himself than he is. I know that.
3 receivers to the near side this time for the Hound Dogs. 1 to the far side. Pistol formation. Mooneyham's in behind him. He's going to send a man in motion now to a up back. Creasy going to roll out to his right, looking downfield. Kai Adams going to come up, and he's going to be wrapped up and taken down to the turf by Brock Pendergraft. Good job by Kai Adams to force him back in, right into Pendergraft's hands.
Well, Seth, I was watching defensively in the back here as Hunter Haynes and Drew Sherwood did a good job of handing off. Looks like they were in a little bit of zone coverage there. They were able to keep those 2 wide receivers in check to I can't remember what number you said got the tackle, but
that was Pendergraft that came in and made the tackle. Kai Adams is kind of forcing back in. As now
Kai Adams is the spy on that quarterback.
Empty set this time for Creasy. Got to watch the quarterback draw. Back to pass, looking for the out route, and he's going to have a receiver open to the outside. That's going to be completed to Allen to the 43-yard line, a pickup of 10 on the play. It's going to make it 3rd down and 3.
And that's just straight zone coverage there, and he sits in a soft spot in the zone where he can go in between Sherwood and I believe that was Miller and get 10 yards.
Miller was a little bit late on his break getting back there to cover that flat. Not sure who had flat responsibility in the type of defense they were playing on that one. Pistol formation once again for Creasy as Mooneyham's behind him. High snap, Creasy corrals it in. Looking deep downfield, now he's going to step up in the pocket. He's going to force that one in, threads the needle downfield, and it's going to be called again to Allen. Allen's going to be their favorite target, and Sherwood right now has got to step up and make a play on him. I believe it's going to happen on this next one.
Yeah, Sherwood had his responsibility. You can't really see it, but he kind of got lost a little bit when a quarterback rolled out and was able to get a first down.
13-yard pass completion to Allen. And Creasy does see Kai Adams coming after him, and he gets rid of that ball pretty quick as soon as he sees number 6 coming at him at full tilt. Trips to the near side this time for the Hound Dogs. One receiver to the far side, going to send a man in motion. High snap once again goes over Creasy's head. He's got pressure. Aiden Crane giving pressure now. Hargy's going to give pressure. Still not able to tack him down. Probert's going to come up and force him out of bounds right at the line of scrimmage. They had 3 chances to get back there and take down the quarterback, and all 3 guys missed as Creasy was very elusive on that play. They're going to say he got up to the 43, so just a gain of 1. Held back to the 44, they mark it.
Yeah, Crane missed him, Hartgy missed him, and then Probert did a good job of forcing him out of bounds.
One thing is the hardest thing to do is when you rush and you're going as hard as you can to stop and break down and move sideways. That's the hardest thing to do.
Sponsors for tonight's game, Campbell Biddicombe Funeral Home, the Big Nickel, Missouri Southern State University, Marine Center Incorporated, and Community Bank and Trust. Pistol formation once again for Creasy. High snap, it goes over his head, he tips it to himself. Now he's going to flush out of the pocket. Brock Pendergraft giving chase. Aiden Crane giving chase. Now he's going to go to the backside. That ball is going to be almost intercepted by Probert. He would have had a pick 6. Great play there by Mooneyham to come back and become the defender and knock it out of Probert's hands.
Well, Creasy did the cardinal sin of quarterbacks and threw across his body, and Probert was there, and I think that was Roman Miller was there as well for Seneca.
Coach Keim coming all the way out in the field to talk to, all the way past the numbers to talk to his quarterback, Creasy.
Well, I'm pretty sure he wasn't very happy with that throw.
Well, when you're at this 50-yard line, somewhere around there, and throw it to the opposite 40.
3-3 look for the Indians. 5 defensive backs. Better snap this time. Creasy has time. Aiden Crane going to give chase, and he's got a receiver right open down the middle. And again, that zone coverage, guys are just finding that empty pocket, and Creasy's having time on that one, and he threads the needle to Sailors, and it's 1st down and 10.
Yeah, they did a good job on this near side. They actually double-teamed Brock Pendergraft, who was getting home a little bit, double-teamed him, and that gave Creasy plenty of time and Mooneyham plenty of time to find that soft spot in the zone.
Well, that was Sailors on that last reception, number 12. And Mooneyham, I think he was still trying to pass block because they've had a lot of pressure with just 3 down linemen from the Indians. Trips to the far side this time for Creasy. Snap back to him. He's able to corral it in. He's going to be flushed out of the pocket. Aiden Crane coming in there, and he's looking for Fries on that left side, Omar Fries. It falls incomplete. Good pressure there by the Indians to force him to step up and to make a throw on a run.
And I think that was Aiden Crane that forced him back inside and made him throw it a little bit awry.
Awry. I like that, Ben. Good job. I like that one.
Awry? Can we spell that?
Awry.
No. I have no idea how to spell that.
I think there's a soft J in there. I'm not sure. 2nd down and 10. 5:15 to go here in the first quarter of play. Trips to the far side. 1 receiver to the near side. Creasy in pistol formation. Handoff's going to go to Mooneyham. Mooneyham trying to bounce to the outside. He's going to be forced back in by Probert, and Hunter Haynes and the rest of the cavalry comes up to wrap him up at the 24. A pickup of 1 on the play. 3rd down and 9 coming up for the Hound Dogs.
Well, that left side did a good job, and like you said, Seth, Kai Adams spying on the play actually ran past the ball carrier there, but able to force him back inside to where the rest of the cavalry was.
Mooneyham's a fast back. If you're going to try to make him bounce the outside, you better hope there's coverage, other guys there to help you out, because he is going to try to get to that edge and burn you. Twins this time for Creasy. Going to roll out to the right. Looking downfield. Looking for the out route. Forced back up. He's going to heave it down towards the end zone. It's going to be broken up the last second by Hunter Haynes. Great play by the senior defensive back to recover, making it 4th down and 9.
On Seth, they roll him out to his right, Creasy, and he has that extra blocker in there. I believe that was Mooneyham, and Brock Pendergraph still was able to get some pressure on there and make it 4th down and 9.
We'll see what Aurora decides to do. I imagine they're going to keep their offense on the field. They're in 4-down territory, probably, they feel like.
Yeah, I mean, the way this game is they think they're going to have to go for it.
2 receivers on each side this time for Creasy once again. High snap. Going to look for the dump off to Mooneyham. Mooneyham's got Probert in his face, and he's going to make a stutter step, and he's going to be upended just shy of the 1st down at the 18-yard line. There'll be a turnover on downs. Seneca will get it back on their own 17. I believe they're going to spot it. Turnover on
18.
downs.
18.
Yeah, it's at the 18, Seth.
So a 6-yard pickup on that dump pass to this flats.
I mean, he did a good job of making Probert miss, but a good job there by Seneca to make sure that he didn't get the 1st down.
1 receiver to the near side, double tight formation. 9 guys in the box for Aurora. Handoff's going to go to Miller. He's going to get bottled up at the line of scrimmage. I don't know. I'm sure if he got a yard on that one, maybe they'll give him the 19. But it's not much. I don't think they gave him any rushing yards in that one. So just
no gain.
That's an odd one. We haven't seen that one yet for the Indians. 2nd down and 10 coming up. 3:55 to go here in the 1st quarter. Graham split out to the near side this time. He's got to make sure he's not offside. That's going to be a design quarterback run to the left side. Probert's got a blocker in front of him. Roman Miller still out blocking for him. He's down to 20, 35, 40, 45. It's going to be a foot race down the sideline. Down to the 20. The 15 gives a stiff arm. Touchdown, Seneca Indians. Touchdown, Brody Probert, as he takes it in from 82 yards out.
Well, you have a convoy there. It was, I believe, Kai Adams and then Roman Miller blocking for him, and then just the speed of Brody Probert beats the rest of the Aurora players into the end zone.
I had a stopwatch on him, Coach. 82 yards. I think it took him a little over 25 seconds to get there. I'm just kidding. It was way, way faster than that. I don't have that graph where they tells you how many miles per hour he ran down the sideline.
That's your speed, Seth.
That's right. Exactly. 25 is my speed. Oh, a low kick this time. That's no good, as I don't think he got that one on the block. Coach, did you see that one down there?
Well, I saw the kick. It was below the bar. Let's put it that way.
It was well below the bar for sure. 3:34 to go here in the 1st quarter. Seneca leads 13-0. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Seneca Indian Athletics is sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic. Located at 4556 Quince Road in Seneca, chiropractic physician Seth Wilson offers chiropractic services to Seneca and the surrounding areas. For appointment information, their phone number is 417-776-4556 or discover more at facebook.com/Prairie Top Chiropractic. Prairie Top Chiropractic, where their slogan is better health, better you.
And we welcome you back here to the Valley. Seneca leads this one 13-0. Seneca's not ran a whole lot of offensive plays so far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 plays on offense so far in the first half.
Well, they haven't needed to.
Pretty efficient. Sponsors for tonight's game: 4 State Sports Report, Dairy Queen of Seneca, First Community Bank, Neosho Chamber of Commerce, and Amory Roofing and Construction. Fries back deep to receive, as well as Cracker. Wobbly kick that's going to bounce out to 25, and it's going to go out of bounds at about the 20, so it'll be 1st down and 10 to Aurora from the 35.
Man, he almost was able to deaden that where he needed to, but couldn't quite. To keep up on the latest Seneca broadcast ballgame schedule, sure to like us on Facebook, facebook.com/KNEO Radio. Follow us on X at KNEO917 Sports.
1st down and 10 coming up from for Aurora, as Donovan Harns had to go chase that one down. Looked like it squibbed a little bit further. And Aurora's going to take it at their 35. Kind of a cooler, finally getting a little bit cooler football weather tonight. Last week was a very humid night. I had humid hair last week, Ben, after the game. It was very poofy. Very humid night, but tonight's a nice, cool night.
It's finally starting to feel like fall in Southwest Missouri.
Yeah, that first week we kind of had a teaser a little bit.
Yeah, first couple weeks.
And then we got a little hot, a little humid.
I don't think my hair's ever been poofy.
2 receivers each side for Creasy. I got to get Aurora's stats pulled back up here as he's going to look to pass, play action, looking deep downfield. Hart G giving chase. Aiden Crane giving chase. He's got Green on the left side. Aiden Crane still giving chase, and Creasy's going to end up picking up a first down and more. About a 16-yard pickup for Creasy.
Looked like Hart G almost had a beat on him. It looked like referee thought about giving a holding call but decided against it.
I know the defensive ends. I know you want to get there, but you've got to stay in your lane and stay disciplined.
That's the longest rush of the night for Aurora's. They've only had a total of about 11 yards.
Other thing you got to think about here, Seth, they've had trouble with the snap already 4 or 5 times.
Trips to the near side. Creasy just going to throw it out to a wide receiver screen to Fries. Fries has got pressure in his face. Probert's going to force him back in. Fries goes off a block, and he's going to pick up a good chunk of yardage before he's finally brought down by Miller and Haynes at about the 42-yard line.
Yeah, this Aurora team is driving. They get to a certain point, and then all of a sudden it kind of stops on them. But they did a good job there. That was a straight, screen play. Got a blocker. Probert thought he was able to work through it, but a good job there by the blocker for Aurora.
2nd down and 3 coming up. Creasy going to go under center with Mooneyham behind him. 3 receivers to the far side. Looked like that left tackle flinched, and the left tackle definitely took off early. He was trying to get to Aiden Crane, and they finally called that one. That's going to march him back 5 yards. So they gained 7 on their first down play. Now the false start's going to move him back 2nd down and 8. All the way back to the 47-yard line. Sponsors for tonight's game, Mid-America Specialty Markets, Missouri Farm Bureau Agent Josh Dotson, Gas and Snack, Huddle Springs Church of Christ, and Access Family Care. 2nd down and 8. 2:33 to go here in the first quarter of play still.
This reminds me a little bit of Mount Vernon, Seth, where the ends are able to get there, but sometimes they're crashing a little bit too hard.
Blaze Graham are going to come up from the safety position. Toss sweep out to Mooneyhan. Mooneyhan trying to get upfield, and he's going to have Green, and he's going to be gone. He is going to be gone. A great play there. Roman Miller, like he was going to bust the play up in the backfield, and just unable to make the play.
Well, you see Hunter Haynes come all the way up from his safety position, and once he missed him, it was off to the races for Mooneyham.
Just a toss sweep play. Goes the distance of 47 yards for the Hound Dogs.
Now Roman Miller got blocked there. Good job by Aurora, and then Hunter Haynes just missed a tackle.
Kick is up, and it is good. 2:11 to go here in the first quarter. Seneca leading 13-7 here on the KNO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
Forbes asked, and the people answered. Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance is one of America's best insurance companies. Forbes recognizes what our customers have known for generations. We are committed to protecting families and the lives they built. For auto, home, life, and business protection, call Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance. We've got Missouri covered.
I am Josh Dotson with Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance Services. If you're in Missouri, I'm for you.
Welcome you back here. 2:11 to go in the first quarter. Seneca leading 13-7. Going back deep to receive this kickoff, Blaze Graham and Hunter Haynes. Seneca up front, guys, got to be prepared for an onside kick. You got, I believe that's Cade Finley up there, Stone Oiler,
Ryder
Easton
Owens.
Haynes, Ryder Owens, and Landon Sage, I believe it is. Yes. Kicking this one off is Juan Guido. And he's going to kick it away. It's kind of a deep kick that Haynes is going to field right at his own 20-yard line. Trying to go to the right side. He's got a little bit of a gap. He's at the 40, the 45, still on his feet. Going to be spinning forward across midfield to the 48. Good return there by Hunter Haynes of 32 yards.
Yeah, they were able to set up the return in the middle there. Good job by the first wave of blockers for Seneca to get somebody and able to let him have a huge gain. And Seth, I don't know other than that 80-yard run by Probert, Seneca has really started off in Aurora territory.
Couple times, yeah. Blaze Graham to the near side, this time for the Indians. Handoff's going to go to Miller. He's at the 45, gets behind Blaze Graham's block, and it's finally going to be brought down at about the 36-yard line. Pickup of 12 on the play, first down and 10.
Well, you have Jude King over there at tight end as an extra blocker for Seneca. He is able to pick up the linebacker, and that allows Roman Miller to squirt through and get through that second level.
Double tight formation once again. Haynes on the near side for the Indians. Handoff's going to go to Miller. Dancing around, runs into a wall. Now he's going to bounce out to the left side. He's going to be brought down from behind at about the 34-yard line. Allen and Fry is on the stop. They're going to say he got up to the 34 just to pick up a 2 on that carry. Second down and 8.
Yeah, probably for the first time all night, Seneca got pushed back.
Well, they still went forward.
Well, I mean, the lineman got pushed back into Miller.
Yes, second down and 8. Probert looking over the defense. They've got 9 guys in the box. This is going to be a quarterback draw to the left side. Coming off the block is number 8. That's Treston Lopez. Kai Adams was trying to block him, and Lopez just got lower than Adams did and tripped up Probert's feet. Probert got to the 33, and that's it, just a gain of 1. It's going to make it third down and 7.
Have to think you're in, if needed, you're in 4-down territory here. Don't be surprised if you have Graham or Haynes start on this near side, Seth, and try and do a jet sweep.
So I won't be surprised if they do it? Okay, I won't be surprised. Graham's on the near side. Haynes on the far side. Let's see if they send him in motion. They don't. They're going to run the option. Probert's going to take it and run up the middle. He's at the 30, gets dinged around a little bit at the 29. He's going to be shy of the first down, so it's going to be the first 4th down of the night for the Indians at about the 28-yard line.
And I think that decision is going to come at the start of the second quarter.
Ben, spoiler alert. Gosh, you're going to let us know what's going to happen before then. Third down and 2, 8 seconds left on the game clock, and Seneca hasn't even broke the huddle yet. 3 seconds left, 2 seconds left. Coach Hilburn says, let's go to the second quarter, and we'll have that 4th down play coming up for you right after this.
I'm Bryce Johnson with this Unpacking It Sports and Faith Minute. No matter how bad a team in sports has been previously, they always have the opportunity for different outcomes moving forward. Failure in the past doesn't mean they have to fail in the future. In our own lives, we can fall into the trap of thinking we have no choice but to repeat our failures. But we must accept the fact that when we receive new life in Christ, we're no longer the same person that we used to be. We don't have to have the same results or repeat a pattern of sin because we've been given the power through Christ to do things differently. Today, let's embrace the powerful hope and assurance the Bible gives us when it says, and because of His glory and excellence, He has given us great and precious promises. These are the promises that enable you to share His divine nature and escape the world's corruption caused by human desires. I'm Bryce Johnson, and you can unpack that. For more, go to unpackingit.com.
Start of the second quarter action for you here in the Valley. 4th down and 2 coming up for the Indians. They're in their jumbo set with Silas Ball and Kai Adams. Double tight formation with King and Sherwood. Seneca handoff Miller. Going to dance around. He's got enough the first down, and a helmet comes flying off the Aurora defender down to the 24-yard line. As Miller has, 24 is where the near side judge has them at. Give me enough for the first down to pick up a 4 in the play.
Well, when you have that double tight set, you have Kai Adams, Silas Ball in there. You also have Jude King, and I'm not sure if Aiden Crane was in there, but you have your heavy.
Drew Sherwood on the far sideline, on the tight, yeah.
You have that tight set in there, and you have a couple extra lead blockers. I hope you can get 2 yards.
2 receivers to the far side with Sherwood and Haynes this time. Just underway here in the second quarter of action. Seneca leading 13-7. Handoff's going to go to Miller straight ahead, and that's just going to be a straight dive play right up the left side. They're going to say he got to the 21, so just a pickup of 3 on the play. And that's going to make it second down and 7. Seneca Indian football brought to you tonight by People's Bank of Seneca, Crowder College, Christian Healthcare Ministries, the Seneca School District, Campbell Biddlecombe Funeral Home, the Big Nickel, Missouri Southern State University, Marine Center Incorporated, and Community Bank and Trust. 2 receivers to the far side, this time for Probert. Play action. Going to throw it out to Blaze Graham. Graham's got blockers in front of him, and it's going to be. They're going to throw a hold all the way from the far back judge.
I thought the umpire threw that one.
No, that was the back judge. He threw that from the end zone to the far side to the 12-yard line. They're going to get Drew Sherwood on a holding penalty. I'm not sure that was a hold, though. Sherwood was right there, engaged, then let go, and the guy still made the play.
And the other thing is that side judge has a better view on if he's wrapped up or not, too.
You're talking a distance of 25 yards compared to where the side judge is right there within a few feet.
So it's still 2nd down, and I think it moves it to 2nd and 8. I mean, Drew did what he needed to do there blocking. It's one-on-one blocking, and see if you can block somebody.
2nd down and 8 coming up for the Indians. That was a great screen pass, too, right on the money for Graham. Sherwood blocking for him. It just got a little too handsy there. Now Donovan Harns is going to stop play here, too, from the umpire position as they're getting together to talk about that with Rick McCauley as he has a break here in the action. Sponsors for tonight's game, Newmac Electric, Prater's Pharmacy, ProLube Maintenance Center, and Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. They've got everything sorted out. We're going to go ahead and go with the 2nd down and 8 play. Probert going to fake it to Miller. It's going to be the arrow route to Kai Adams. Kai Adams got blockers in front of him. He's at the 10, the 5, brought down inside the 5-yard line. Good job by Hunter Haynes blocking his defender, number 4, coming up looking for a holding penalty. That's James Powell. He's not going to have it. Ball's going to be placed at the 3, and it's a 1st down and goal for Seneca at the 3, a 19-yard pickup for Adams.
Yeah, he just came from that left side, goes straight across, like you said, on that arrow route. Good blocking by, I believe that was Hunter Haynes on this side.
Tank unit in now for the Indians. Handoff's going to go to Miller. Dancing around, getting behind Silas Ball's block, and he's going to be into the end zone. Touchdown, Seneca Indians. Touchdown, Roman Miller, as he takes it in from 3 yards out, and the Indians get that touchdown back.
And I would not be surprised here, Seth, if they go for 2. You have that jumbo package in. Silas Ball leads Roman Miller into the end zone for Seneca, and they will go for 2 to try and get that point back.
Stoneholder checks in as well for the Indians. Probert breaks the huddle. Going to look over the defense. Stoneholder split out to the near side, and Haynes to the far side. Empty set for Probert. Aurora stacking the box. Going to send Haynes in motion. Penalty flags come flying in from 2 different guys. The umpire and the far side judge. A legal procedure against the Indians. False start. And that's going to march him back 5 yards.
Hughes flinched, but you also saw there Sean Salyers for Aurora was kind of faking a blitz and almost seemed like he was trying to make him jump.
I don't know if they even call that in high school football, honestly. I don't know.
Seneca's still going for 2 here. Just makes it a little bit harder of a distance.
8 yards. A little difficult.
As you see, Ball and I think Blaze Graham checked in for Seneca.
It was like the situation with Monette last week when they have 1st down and goal. It shortens the field for them. They don't have as many routes to run. So a little bit more difficult if you're a passing team. Seneca being a running team, hopefully they can get 8 yards on this play. Probert going to look the pass. Looking for the out route. That's going to be caught by Drew Sherwood into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. Great pass. Only whether the receiver could catch it. And that was Drew Sherwood. Go ahead, Ben. Take us through that replay.
I mean, you just look at it. It's a straight out route. I think Blaze Graham went a little bit farther of an out route, and a beautiful ball by Probert where only his receiver could catch it. And we got ourselves a 14-point game with 10:05 to go here in the first half.
We'll stop right here. Be back in 30 seconds right after this.
Lions Forward is more than a campaign. It's our commitment to the future. Through private giving, we're expanding educational opportunities in Joplin and the 4-state area, strengthening programs, and investing in our students. Many MSSU graduates choose to stay in our region, becoming the healthcare professionals, educators, and business leaders who keep our community strong.
And we welcome you back to the Valley here. 10:05 to go in the first half. Seneca leading 21-7. Back deep to receive is Fries, and I'm assuming you pronounce his name Cracker. There's no C in there. It's Craker. Maybe it's Craker.
I would say Cracker.
Well, Cracker back there deep to receive for Aurora. Kicking off, number 25, that is Magnus Gasaway for the Indians. Freshman kicker. He is a soccer player. Nice spiraling helicopter kick that's going to bounce out to 21. Oh, it's just going to roll out of bounds at the 10-yard line. Great effort there by Gasaway trying to pin them deep.
And he also may be trying to see if he can do that and give Drew Sherwood a little bit of a break on kickoff.
That is true. That is true. Well, and Sherwood just ran that out route for the 2-point conversion. Maybe he needed a little bit of breather before he goes back on defense.
Make sure you stay tuned after tonight's game for the Final Drive Scoreboard Show, sponsored by Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Also, check out our live scoreboard during the game. Go to kneo.org/sports. Click on the scoreboard link to get the latest scores from games around the area as they're happening. A couple interesting scores so far early on. Neosho has a 14-6 lead over Webb City in the second quarter. And in the Big 8, an interesting one is Mount Vernon has a 7-0 lead over Lamar in the second quarter.
That's mind-blowing to me. 3 receivers to the far side for Creasy. He sees in pistol formation. Mooneyham is the deep back. Creasy going to drop back to pass. Got time. Going to step up in the pocket. He's going to pass over the middle behind his intended target. That was James Powell. And it's going to be incomplete.
And, Seth, that's what we're talking about. When he rolls out there, Aiden Crane got too far upfield, and then Kai Adams goes up and tries and gets him, and you leave a wide receiver wide open there in the middle. Luckily for Seneca, he just whizzed it right by his ear.
You know, not having Jace Renfro this week, kind of a big hurt up there because he would have been one of those guys that could rotate out with Pendergraft or with Hargy on this 3-man front.
Or Crane.
And give just a little bit of a breather to one of those guys if they needed it. Single high safety, Hunter Haynes. Handoff's going to go to Mooneyhan. Mooneyhan's going to run into the back of his own guys because Kai Adams was taking on the defender. And Kai Adams did a great job. Aiden Crane helping out as well. Only a gain of 1 to the 36. Third down and a 9.
Hartg is getting an enormous push up there, Seth, at the nose tackle where Renfro usually plays. He's getting an enormous push. He took on 2 defenders, and I think eventually ran into a lead blocker as well. And you notice Pendergraft and Crane are switching depending on the way that Aurora sets up their offense.
Trips to the far side. Creasy going to drop back to pass. Seneca playing zone. Creasy bouncing around a little bit. Kai Adams going to give chase now. Puts a chest hit right on him, and that's going to be incomplete. Good pressure there by Kai Adams. Once he flushes out of the pocket, Kai Adams has the ability to spy and go after the quarterback. He did a good job making it 4th down and 9.
Not only Kai Adams there, but also not really sure who that ball was to because there was somebody about 5 yards earlier that we thought maybe he overthrew.
Well, main play was made by Aiden Crane. Aiden Crane did not run upfield, take himself out. He stayed in there. He made the quarterback stay in the pocket where Kai Adams could get there.
4th down coming up for Aurora as they have punt formation. High snap to Guido. Landon Hughes almost able to get back there and block that one. And I thought it was going to go into the back of Brant Laughlin for a second. He was trying to duck to get out of the way as Blaze Graham was pointing to him. But it's going to be a 1st down and 10 for the Indians. Let's see where they mark it at here in just a moment. 9:07 to go here in the first half of play.
Looks like the 37, Seth.
Right at the 37, Seneca will have it.
Every night the Neosho Daily News. Wish the Seneca Indians good luck. Let's go get that win.
Right now, Monette averaging 1.6 yards per carry on the ground tonight.
That's not bad.
And that may be incorrect. Excuse me, that's incorrect. I may have missed a couple different numbers there. Let me try that again. There we go. That's a little bit different. 1st down and 10 for the Indians. Double tight formation in. Going to send Hunter Haynes in motion. And it's going to be Probert keeping to the left side. Making a jump cut to the 42-yard line. Just going to be drugged down to the turf at the 44-yard line. Good 1st down run there. Pickup of 7 on the play. 2nd down and 3. You got 2nd and short. Ben, do you go to the aerial attack here with 2nd and short?
In the way they're running the ball, I don't think so. That was a nice job. Pendergraft pulled on the play. I'm not sure if he's kind of playing that pulling guard for Seneca or tackle. Either way, he pulled and led Probert into the hole.
2nd down and 3 coming up. Graham and Sherwood to the far side this time. Silas ball in at the H-back to spell Kai Adams. Probert's going to play action, looking deep downfield. He's got a man open down the middle. That's going to be Blaze Graham. Graham's underneath at the 25-yard line. It's going to be a foot race to the end zone at the 5. Touchdown, Seneca Indians. Touchdown, Brody Probert as he makes the connection to Blaze Graham from 56 yards out.
What an excellent job there by Jude King on that end. He was able to catch Tariq Rackley there on a corner blitz, able to pick him up, and then a beautiful ball from Probert to Graham, and Seneca gets another 6. And Seth, they went for it like you thought they might.
Maybe I'm starting to sound like getting Coach Tilburn said, you used to have that number, and I may have picked it up, Coach. That was a great play.
And I think they're going for 2 again here, Seth. And I don't know if something happened to Sherwood or they're just wanting to give him a break.
It's going to be Probert rolling out to the right. He's got Kai Adams. Oh, it goes off his hands as he had the arrow route for the 2-point conversion. 27-7, here's your score with 8:18 to go here in the first half. Seneca leading. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Proudly supporting the Seneca Indians is Doug's Body Works. Owned and operated by Doug Scribner, they offer a 24-hour wrecker service and specialize in auto body and frame repair. Doug's Body Works is located at 1008 Oneida in Seneca and is proud to serve the local area. 417-776-8611. Go Indians!
And we welcome you back here. 8:18 to go here in the first half of play. Seneca leading 27-7. I'm usually waiting for Ben to give me the tap that we're good to go, and I thought he waved at me. He kind of turned away for a second.
I missed you. I kind of hit you on the way by. Wave.
Magnus Gasaway going to tee this one up for the Indians. Hopefully Sherwood's leg's okay. Hopefully didn't strain a muscle or something on that last out route. Haven't seen him there since. Kicking the ball.
I was going to say, he's been in there offensively and defensively, just not kicking it. So
Gasaway's going to have a high and over kick. That's going to bounce out the 22-yard line, fielded at about the 17-yard line by the return man, Craker. Craker's going to be spun down to the turf right at the 30-yard line.
Stone Oiler there with the tackle for Seneca, Seth. Good job by him. And, you know, this freshman kicker for Seneca, you may see something. He's doing a good job of angling them and setting up the kickoff team.
Yeah, doing a really good job. I thought you had more thoughts there.
Well, I was like, that's a weird way to end it.
You had me on the edge of my seat. I was waiting for more.
Yeah, I'd like to see him do the extra points, too. He looks like he's got a good, decent leg on him.
Yeah, he is a soccer player for sure. All right, so we got a first down and 10 for Aurora. Ball thrown 30-yard line, 8:12 to go here. Creasy's going to go under center, one wing back to the right side. Mooneyham, the deep back. Handout's going to go to Mooneyham. Mooneyham's going to get upended immediately by Kai Adams. Also there was Roman Miller. Ball placed at the 32-yard line, second down and 8. Now, do they take a page out of Seneca's playbook and go play action here on this one?
Wouldn't surprise me. I mean, they haven't had much success here tonight, so may as well try. What I would do is potentially try and roll Creasy out, because that's where it seems to be Seneca loses their responsibility a little bit. Especially to that far side, you got tons of room.
High formation behind Creasy this time. Handoff's going to go to Mooneyham. Mooneyham's going to be bottled up immediately. Good job there. Blaze Graham, first guy there for the Indians, as well as Hart G and Kai Adams. Up to the 34 goes Mooneyham. A pickup of 2 on the play, third down and 6.
You know, Seneca doing a good job defensively on that line. Those edge players, like we said, Crane and Pendergraph may switch sides depending on what the alignment looks like, Seth, but they're both doing a good job of forcing multiple blockers on them, and we may see a timeout here because the coach for Aurora is at the 30, and you only got 10.
Creasy's hustling. He said, get it back in there. Let's go. 10 seconds left. They're going to break the huddle quickly here.
Aurora does have 2 timeouts, so they do have timeouts if they need them.
High formation behind Creasy. Single high safety. Left tackle moved early on this side.
I think the back judge had delay of game.
Okay, so either way, it was going to be either a false start or a delay, and it is delay against the Hound Dogs.
And, I mean, I know that's what the back judge is watching, but I think that thing just barely got to 0, and he blew his whistle very quickly.
He's not giving any leeway there on that one.
Because I was thinking it had just counted down, and he blew the whistle, because I was watching that.
Usually I think it's you look at the play, you look at the clock, and if they haven't gone yet, it hits 0, then you call it. I think he kind of did the opposite there. Where he'd been looking at the clock and then he didn't look at the play. Trips to the near side as Creasy goes back to pistol formation. Salyer's out to the far side. Creasy going to draw back to pass. Looking over the middle. Maybe flushed around, dancing around a little bit. Probert going to help out there, and it's going to be just over the hands of Probert to Fries, and he's going to be right.
I think it's a first
41-yard line. A pickup of 12 on the play.
And Seth, that's what I was talking about, those kind of broken plays are where Seneca has gotten into trouble all year long. Probert did a good job, but at that point, he's not sure. He doesn't want to lose the responsibility of the running back that he has, but Creasy had all kinds of room as well because those ends got too far upfield.
First down and 10, ball placed on their own 41-yard line, 6:17 to go here in the first half of play. Trips to the far side, one receiver to the near side. Creasy dropping back to pass, looking to the right. That's going to be almost intercepted just over the head of Roman Miller, and almost coming down with it was Braden Allen.
Yeah, I wasn't sure who that ball was to, Seth, because it looked like it zipped over the head of one wide receiver, and the other wide receiver was right there.
Oh, it was over Miller's hands. Miller was the one that jumped up first. I thought he was going to get that one. Coach, could you have caught that ball?
Could I have caught it?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I've got about a 40-inch vertical.
Okay, there you go.
Get me on a ladder, and I can get up there 40 inches.
Second down and 10. Ball plays at the 41. Receivers to each side, I formation behind Creasy. Ball starting the left tackle again. 72 is left early a majority of the time tonight. He's almost like, who is it, for Kansas City, always has that right guard, right tackle jump a little bit early.
I'm not a Kansas City Chiefs fan. I know you can't say that around here.
Sorry, left tackle. Always jumping a little bit early, gets flagged for it more oftentimes than not.
We would need some more resident Chiefs fans to tell us that. I won't tell you who I root for, but
and it almost seems like that they get away with that a lot more in the NFL, where they're kind of dropping back to pass block quicker than what this ball is snapped. In high school football, they're a little bit more on that. I don't think you can quite get away with that. I formation behind Creasy. Blaze Graham's going to walk up, kind of a 3-5 look, if you will, for the Indians. Creasy going to roll out to his right, looking downfield. He's got pressure in his face. Kai Adams got pressure in his face, and then still on his feet as Aiden Crane able to chase him down. And finally, Roman Miller's going to take him down at about the 42-yard line. And the ball comes free as Miller was trying to strip that one. Blaze Graham takes his knee out on that play of the Creasy.
And, Seth, that's exactly what we've been talking about all night long. Those broken plays for Aurora seem to be the most successful, and that's something we talked about in the pregame show. Those broken plays where you have to defend for 5 or 10 seconds, and that's where sometimes you have a little mental lapse.
Good chase there, pursuit by Crane, just unable to chase down Creasy. Creasy's got a step on him there on that one. Trips to the far side, pistol formation. That was a false start because the center didn't snap the ball.
It's an illegal snap, yeah. Or the best one, false start on everyone but the center.
Everyone but the center.
And it's like, everybody's like, well, we were supposed to go on that count, and the center didn't snap it. It's the center's fault.
All the way back to the 38-yard line now. 5:56 to go here in the first half. Man, this game is, last week took on forever. Now, like, if we don't have, like, a high-speed game, it's like.
I don't know that we can complain the rest of the year.
No. Third down, 13 coming up. Kai Adams showing blitz on that left side. It's a snap over his head. Creasy's going to chase it down. Kai Adams going to almost have him wrapped up. Then he's just going to try to dump it out of bounds, and he's still on his feet, throwing it back across his body. That's going to be incomplete as Roman Miller puts the hit on Mooneyham. What a weird sequence of events. That was one of the most odd plays I've seen Seneca have on defense here the last few years.
Yeah.
So you had Creasy, who had Kai Adams showing blitz on the left side, got back there, snap was over his head. He picks it up. Kai Adams doesn't take him down. Creasy scrambles, breaks another tackle, gets rid of it, throws it back across his body. Miller almost able to pick it off, but he hits Mooneyham just enough to cause the incompletion. 4th down and 13.
Mooneyham did a very good job of scrambling around enough to make it an interesting play.
Plenty of time for Guidos. Landon Hughes coming back there giving pressure. Blaze Graham pointing out, almost finds Brant Laughlin once again. He's trying to angle it right into one of our blockers downfield. It's going to be first down and 10 for Seneca. 5:18 to go here in the first half of play. Ball will be placed at about the 33-yard line. Seneca Indian Football brought to you tonight by Southwest Missouri Bank, Neosho Daily News, Doug's Body Works, Prairie Top Chiropractic, Mid-America Specialty Markets, Missouri Farm Bureau Agent Josh Dotson, Gas and Snack, Huddle Springs Church of Christ, and Access Family Care. First down and 10 for Seneca. Still waiting for them to come out of the huddle. There they are. Sherwood to the far side, Graham to the near side.
Still got plenty of time there on the play clock, so not a huge deal for Seneca.
Probert going to run in the option on the left side with Miller. Miller's going to get the pitch, makes a cut back on number 8, makes the first guy miss, still on his feet at the 40, spun down to the turf finally by, looks like number 80. They're saying Cardell now. I have Craker, so it must be a different guy. We have numbers that don't match up with players all over the place tonight for Aurora. 10-yard pickup, nevertheless, for Miller on that carry, first down and 10.
And you saw it there, Seth. Probert did a very good job there of waiting about as long as possible for that to happen.
Yeah, I'm not even sure who the announcer, the PA announcer, was addressing there for that player, number 80. It's not Craker. Hunter Haynes going to go in motion. Handoff's going to go to Haynes. Makes a cutback, gets behind a block, still on his feet at the 45-yard line, and Haynes is still fighting for extra yards. Finally going to be brought down at midfield. Good run there by Haynes. 7-yard pickup, second down and 3. So Haynes hanging on to the ball there, Coach, and he did a good job of making sure even when he had extra guys come in there and try to strip it away, he held on to it tight.
Oh, yeah, when he got into the mix and had to cut it up into the mix, both hands went on that ball. He did not want to fumble that again. We need to score right here before halftime.
Second down and 3 coming up. Play action. Probert looking downfield. He's going to throw it downfield. He's going to just lead his receiver just a little too much, looking for Sherwood over the middle. If you put that up there a little bit longer, that probably would have been intercepted by number 12, Salyers. Third down and 3. So just the first incomplete pass in the night. But that would have been a nice connection to Sherwood.
Sherwood was open, but, second down and 3 where you're at, that's not a horrible play call.
And Jude King was wide open on this side over here, too. They ran 4 verts at that 3-deep zone.
Double tight formation, or just one tight, 2 receivers to the far side. It's going to be Probert taking it to the right side. Makes one guy miss with the stiff arm at the 45, still on his feet, the 35, 30, and finally going to be forced out of bounds at the 20-yard line. Good run there by Probert. That's going to put him deep inside Aurora territory.
Well, you got Jude King set up on this side, and then you have a pulling guard there in Pendergraph. Actually, I think he's a tackle, but you have a pulling Pendergraph, and he has that kick-out block on the end and a stiff arm by Probert as well, and that's a huge gain for Seneca.
29-yard pickup for Probert on that carry.
Well, Aurora's went to a different defense. They're running almost a 5-3 look. They're crowding the box. But the defensive ends, if they get upfield, kick out, it's an easy run off tackle.
Double tight formation once again for the Indians. Going to send Blaze Graham in motion. It's going to be a fake to Graham. Handoff's going to go to Miller. Dancing around, step is over his lineman. Still on his feet at the 20, spinning out of contact. Still on his feet at the 15-yard line. Rumbling, bumbling, stumbling. Roman Miller goes down. Finally, after a good run, had to kind of hurdle his old lineman. And he's going to be down at about the 14.
We got a flag down here, Seth, on the 21-yard line. Face mask, Aurora.
So it should be a first down because even though it's only the 5-yard variety, you add 5 to the end of the play.
So it's going to put him down to the 9-yard line. First down and goal. 7-yard pickup for Miller with the extra 5 yards there. Gives him first down and goal at the 9. 3:35 to go here in the first half of play.
Hunter Haynes checks in for Seneca. Once again, you got lots of room on that far side for a jet sweep, though Hunter Haynes is on that far side with all that room.
Right now, Miller's got something wrong with his shoulder pads in his back. He looks like he got a little bit of a hunchback back there. Miller's going to take the handoff, go to the left side. Jude King blocking for him. He's going to go off a Hunter Haynes block, jump cut the 1-yard line into the end zone. Touchdown, Seneca Indians. Touchdown, Roman Miller, as he takes it in from 9 yards out.
Once again, you got Jude King on that left side for Seneca. He gets the crashing end. Also, Kai Adams gets it down there. And then Hunter Haynes with the final block for Seneca as they go in for 6.
King was headhunting down there from that tight end position, just looking for anybody to devour.
Well, it was kind of interesting there, Seth. You look at it, that end came crashing in, so he was like, well, this is a very easy kick-out block for me. They crashed inside. Miller went outside. There was nobody there.
2 receivers on the near side. Got to hurry up and get this play off. 2 seconds left. It's going to be a fake to Miller. Probert's going to take it, get behind him, and he's into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. Scores 35-7. As we will take a 30-second break. We'll be back right after this.
A sponsor of community broadcasting on KNEO, Southwest Missouri Bank in Neosho, serving the Neosho area from 2 locations. They offer personal banking services, including checking and savings accounts, home loans, and online banking. Learn more online at smbonline.com. Southwest Missouri Bank, an equal housing lender. Member FDIC, where their slogan is
Southwest Missouri Bank. We can do that.
And we welcome you back here to the Valley as Seneca leads this one 35-7 with 3:10 to go here in the first half. Seneca looking to kick this one off as they have Magnus Gasaway doing the kicking duties right now. Done a nice job in the first 2. One of them went out of bounds, but it's still a nice directional kick.
Well, I think, I thought both of them did, but...
Oh, yes, I think you're right. Both of them did go out of bounds.
But, he's kind of angling it where he wants to angle it. The only thing is you're hoping it will kind of deaden here.
The last one went to the 30, so it couldn't have been out of bounds in the last one. Going to try that angle again. This time it's going to be fielded at the 21-yard line. And Stone Euler are going to wrap the guy up and take him down. He tried to lower a hit, tried to lower the boom on Stone Euler, and Euler said, nope, I got this one taken care of.
And now that you mentioned it, I was thinking to myself, well, Stone Euler is the one that made last tackle on the kickoff too. So Stone Euler, they're doing a good job, and kind of like Kanan Miller last year, Stone Euler doing a little bit of headhunting here in the first half.
Sponsors for tonight's game: 4-State Sports Report, Dairy Queen of Seneca, First Community Bank, Neosho Chamber of Commerce, and Ambry Roofing and Construction. Receiver seat side for Creasy. He's going to go I formation under center. One wing back to the right side. Looks like the left tackle jumped once again. He has done it just about every single play. Number 72, the guilty party for Aurora. That's Gabe Van Note, the captain for the Hound Dogs. 5-yard penalty. Make it first down and 15.
I hate to say it this way, Seth, but if I was him and I was facing Seneca, I might try and get an early start every time too.
I think Aiden Crane's got a step on him every single time. That's the reason why he's doing it. He's just a little bit worried about Crane.
Well, and Pendergraph too, because they will sometimes flip depending on which side people line up, because there you go, you're going to see it. Well, I was going to say, you might see a switch here, but Crane and Pendergraph stay on their original sides.
High formation once again. Creasy going to turn on, hand off to Mooneyhan, and Roman Miller meets him right in the A gap and hits him hard. No gain on the play. They're going to say he didn't get back to the line of scrimmage. The far side judge has him at the 26. The near side judge has him at the 24. They're going to keep it a loss of 1 back to the 24. Good job by Roman Miller to read and react.
Yeah, he, like you said, read and react, met him in the hole, and then you wait for the convoy to come.
Mooneyham is a strong back. He is only a sophomore, 5'7", 160 pounds, very fast, very strong running back for the Hound Dogs, so they still got 2 more years of him.
Seneca, all 3 timeouts. If you get a stop here on 2nd down, maybe 3rd down, see if they try and call a timeout, get the ball back. They will get the ball to start the second half, too.
High formation once again behind Creasy. Creasy going to drop back to pass, looking for the quick hitter over the middle, and that's going to be well behind the intended target, looking for number 2, Allen, on that far side. It looked like they were just not on the same page. I think he threw an out route, and Allen went slant route.
I was going to say, it looks like they weren't communicating there, like you said. One went inside, one went outside, and the ball was nowhere near him.
Well, that helps Seneca out because we don't have to worry about a timeout. I got a feeling they're going to keep it on the ground here.
And if they do, I would not be surprised if Seneca calls a timeout.
I would be surprised. There you go. I'll be surprised. They call that timeout. High formation behind Mooneyham. Left guard flinched on that one. And they're going to call that one. I mean, there's subtle flinches. Now, number 72 had been jumping off pretty obvious, a little bit of a head start. The left guard on that one, that was a small flinch. And so that's going to march him back another five yards on that one.
3rd down and even longer. And like you said, Seth, expect the ball on the ground here. The thing you got to worry about is play action pass and where Creasy can get it, roll outside the pocket because they are coming with a lighter package here.
They subbed out number 2, Allen. He's limping out. Mooneyham going to check out as well on 3rd down and 21.
Yeah, they're going 4 wide here.
3 to the far side, 1 to the near side. Creasy rolling out to the right. Going to step up in the pocket. Going to look to run. He's going to dump it off over the middle. And broken up at the last second by Hunter Haynes. Great play. The intended target was number 21, Rackley. Hunter Haynes comes up and makes a dynamite play from the defensive back position.
Like I said, they tried to roll him out, and that's what you're afraid of if you're Seneca, because they got caught too far upfield. He was able to roll around. He was very close to that line of scrimmage.
I thought he was past it, honestly.
Yeah. And then Hunter Haynes makes a good job of making sure they don't get a first down.
Guido back to punt this one away for Aurora. They're going to call a timeout because they didn't have the right personnel in the field. We'll step aside. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Looking for a personal checking account with real rewards? Open a Community Choice checking account at First Community Bank and earn up to $200. Get $100 when you set up direct deposit and another $100 after just 15 debit card purchases. No monthly service fee, free online and mobile banking, and interest paid on your balance. Open your account today with just $50 and start enjoying the perks. Call 888-780-8391 or visit firstcommunity.net for details. First Community Bank, where community comes first. Member FDIC. See bank for complete details.
And we welcome you back here in the first half of play. Seneca leading 35-7.
I think you need to watch up the middle for Seneca Hartgee, because he has been very close a couple times to getting to that punter.
Well, that's been Landon Hughes that's been coming on punt team, and he's the one almost got back there several times. This is going to be a high spiraling kick that Drew Sherwood's going to get out of the way. Let that one take a hound dog roll. Man, that bounces at the 43 and rolls across midfield to the other 43. A big bounce there for the Hound Dogs.
Well, Seth, we'll get to see Seneca's 2-minute drill here, see what they try and do as they go into the half. And Seneca will get the ball to start the second half as well. I say they'll get the ball. They'll at least get the attempt at the ball unless Aurora tries an onside kick.
I'm trying to think back to last year's season schedule. How many times Seneca was in a turbo clock in the second half?
Almost all of them.
That's what I kind of thought.
Except for the state championship game. I think that was the only one that they didn't.
2 receivers each side for Probert. Going to send Haynes in motion. That's going to be a fake toss to Miller. Now he's going to dump it off to Haynes. Haynes makes the first guy miss, still on his feet, and he's going to get to midfield and be brought down at the 49-yard line to pick up a 8 on the play, 2nd down and 2.
That was a good job by Haynes of holding on to the ball, because he was met almost as soon as he caught it.
Graham out there trying to lead the way, blocking for him, and just very fortunate that Haynes hung on to that one. 2nd down and 2. 2 receivers to the far side. Probert, design quarterback draw, going to run to the left side. Gives a stutter step to 49, still on his feet, taking a defender with him. Down to the 41-yard line goes Probert. The clock will stop momentarily, 1st down and 10.
Coach for Aurora saying he thought there was a false start. To be honest, I thought there might have been a little bit of a flinch by Seneca as well.
I flinched a little bit up here. If he's going to call it on me, I'll take that penalty all day long. 2 receivers to the far side, Graham and Sherwood. Probert going to look to pass. Looking to the left side. Sherwood sits down in the middle of the zone. He's going to haul it in and be brought down inside the 30-yard line, all the way down to the 29.
You may have had crossers there, Seth, because you look at that outside. Sherwood starts on the outside. Graham able to move that cornerback out of the way, and Sherwood runs an in route and is able to get the 1st down.
That's just a simple sit down in the zone right in front of the 2 deep safeties.
But they were able to clear the corner with Graham doing an out route.
Probert looking. Again, Hunter Haynes just sits down the middle, and Sherwood falls down. I thought maybe he hurt himself. I was kind of worried for a second, and it's a 1st down as 2 Aurora defenders collide trying to take down Haynes, and they're slow to get off the turf as the ball is going to be placed at about the 11-yard line, 12-yard line.
Well, there, once again, Haynes sits on the out route, but you had Silas Ball helping draw away a defender on an out route, and we have a timeout here by Aurora.
There's a stoppage of play for the injured players is what it is. Yeah, they stopped them so they can get off to the field. And I guess Aurora did go ahead and call a timeout as well. You're right, Ben. We'll step aside. We'll be back right after this.
Access Family Care serves all of your health care needs, from behavioral health to dental services to primary medical needs. AccessFamilyCare.org. Women's health, OBGYN services. AccessFamilyCare.org, with locations across Southwest Missouri. AccessFamilyCare.org. Quality, convenient healthcare. Access Family Care Medical and Dental Clinics. Building relationships, providing great care.
And we welcome you back here as Seneca looking at a 1st down and 10 from the 12-yard line.
Watch the draw play here.
2 receivers to the far side for Probert. It's going to be a fake to him. Looking over the middle, he's going to throw it to Kai Adams. It's going to go into the end zone. Touchdown, Seneca Indians, as he makes the connection to Kai Adams. That was blocked there by the defender. I couldn't tell if he came down with it. Great play there for Adams.
Well, you look at Adams. He's set up at that H-back. He just goes straight to the corner of the end zone. The linebacker reads it late, and that's a beautiful ball by Brody Probert.
I seriously could not see if he made that catch because the defender was right in the line that the path that the ball was traveling. Seneca going to go for 2 here to try and make it 43-7.
Maybe they're working on their 2-point conversions for down the road.
I think they had a lot of those last week, a lot of those 2-point conversion attempts last week.
Only 1 or 2, that's all.
Double tight formation. Probert's going to take it and just get behind Miller's block, and he's going to be into the end zone. And Probert kind of got his leg rolled up on there after he crossed the end zone, but the 2-point conversion is going to stay. Seneca leads 43-7 with 31 seconds to go in the first half. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Mid-America Specialty Markets of Seneca is a supporter of the Seneca Indians, and they're proud to bring you today's game. They provide insurance services for the 4-state area, including home, auto, life, and agribusiness. Located at 910 Washington Avenue in Seneca, they are licensed in Missouri, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Kansas. Learn more today at midminsurance.com or call 417-451-9177. Mid-America Specialty Markets. Protecting your business and family is our specialty.
And we welcome you back into the booth here in the Valley at Tom Hodge Field at Earl Campbell Stadium as we have 31 seconds to go in the first half. Seneca leading 43-7. Seneca looking to put this one deep as Magnus Gassaway doing the kicking duty still for the Indians.
He's done a great job, especially those last 2. He's dented it enough where Stone Euler able to blow up the returner.
He's got just enough elevation on it, and then the last one kind of dropped, but I think they really thought he was going to get past Euler, and Euler said no. This one might find out of bounds. We'll see how it takes a bounce, and it does go out of bounds. It'll be 1st down and 10 to Aurora at the 35. Ben, you got nothing to say. Come on, we go. 1st down and 10. It's almost just as good as what they've been getting on the returns, though, down to the 30-yard line.
Yeah, 35. So
I'm saying the previous one was 30, right. and the one before that was at the 30. So it's they don't get a return. Yeah. You give them at the 35. You trust your defense to go to work and hold them from 65 yards from scoring.
I would think Aurora would be happy to send this game to halftime.
Well, you never know. You don't get the ball to start the second half. You're in a deep hole here. Why not go for it? Why not throw the ball downfield a little bit? Because
you're down 43-7.
Creasy's got the arm strength to do it. High formation behind Creasy. Graham's going to come up and play an extra linebacker. It's going to be a handoff to Mooneyham. Mooneyham's going to get upended immediately by Aiden Crane and Blaze Graham for a big loss back to the 32-yard line. Loss of 3.
I don't think Seneca's going to call a timeout, and I can guarantee Aurora is not going to call a timeout here.
Loss of 3 on the play, 10 seconds left as Donovan Harns has already given the ball to Rick McCauley. 5 seconds left. Both teams are going to walk to their sideline. We have the first half in the books. 43-7, your score, Seneca leading. We'll come back with a halftime show right after this.
I'm Bryce Johnson with this Unpacking It Sports and Faith Minute. It seems to happen every football season. A player is about to score a touchdown, but they lose focus and drop the ball before they actually cross the goal line. In our own lives, we often get distracted and lose focus on what's most important. Instead of focusing on the end zone, we get caught up in worldly pursuits or worldly troubles. When we aren't focused on God first, it's like walking into the end zone without the ball. It's pointless. Instead of being distracted, anxious, and impatient, we can hold on to the promise of Matthew 6:33. But seek first His kingdom and His righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well. As we seek what's important to God, everything else finds its proper place, and we have all we need in Him. Today, are we dropping the ball because we've lost focus, or are we seeking God above all else? I'm Bryce Johnson, and you can unpack that For more, go to thesportsdevotional.com.
Welcome to the KNEO Sports Network Halftime Show. Once again, here's Ben Walcott.
Welcome back to Tom Hodge Field, Earl Campbell Stadium here in Seneca as we're at the half, and the halftime show is brought to you by Prairie Top Chiropractic. Coming up at the half, I'll talk with Seneca cross country coach Adam Hughes as part of our Indians Minute, and we'll have an interview with a Freeman trainer as part of our Freeman Sports Health Minute. You're listening and watching to Seneca Indian football here on the KNEO, Seneca Indian Sports Network.
Seneca Indian Athletics is sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic. Located at 4556 Quince Road in Seneca, chiropractic physician Seth Wilson offers chiropractic services to Seneca and the surrounding areas. For appointment information, their phone number is 417-776-4556 or discover more at facebook.com/Prairie Top Chiropractic. Prairie Top Chiropractic, where their slogan is, Better Health, Better You.
Prater's Pharmacy in Seneca is a proud supporter of the Seneca Indians. The pharmacy is open from 9 to 5:30 Monday through Friday and from 9 to 1 on Saturday. They offer an automatic refill program and internet refill service online at praterspharmacy.com and through their mobile apps. They also have a drive-through window. Prater's Pharmacy at 1711 Cherokee in Seneca, 417-776-8701. Go Indians!
The Indians Minute is sponsored by Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance Agent Josh Dodson. His office is located at 809 South Neosho Boulevard in Neosho, Missouri.
Welcome to today's edition of the Indians Minute here on KNEO. I'm Ben Wolcott. Today we're joined by the cross-country coach Adam Hughes. And Adam, I know you guys are probably halfway through your season. How do you feel like the season has gone so far for both your boys and your girls?
I'm really liking what our athletes are doing this year. We've had some growth at the high school level, and we've got a couple of younger athletes that have come out this year, and they've kind of brought some excitement and some enthusiasm into the sport, and I'm kind of liking where our team's going right now.
And, you know, I've seen, and you and I have had some conversations about you're trying to grow a program, and it seems like, you know, I've seen it throughout the years that it seems like you're getting more and more numbers out as you go along, so you have to be excited for the future of the program.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. High school this year was the grade that I saw the most growth in. Like I said, a couple of freshmen that have come out that have really kind of bought into what we're doing, and like that's at the end of the day, that's what you want. You want kids buying into what you're doing and having excitement and enjoying what they're doing at the same time.
And I know you guys already had your Seneca meet. I was able to talk to Rich right around that time. I'm sure you felt like your head was cut off right around that time. But, you know, what's it say about not only the community, but also, you know, everybody else that helps you step in and step up for that meet? Because from what I've heard, it's one of the best in the area.
It's great. You know, there's no way it could be pulled off without the help. You know, I had several volunteers that stepped up and were willing to help out, and then I even recruited my own wife and my own children to help pass out waters, and my mom happened to be in town, so it kind of turned into a whole village mindset of how we can pull this thing off. But, you know, the Seneca faithful have come out and have supported our kids, and I love that. And so it's been great seeing the reception from the town, and it helps those things continue to keep going in the future. And I think that's great for our kids and great for our community.
And just talk about that cross-country course, too. I know from what I've heard, it seems to be one of the ones that you get a lot of people coming from out of the area or even in the area, and that seems to be one of their favorite courses.
Yeah, I do know there can be sometimes a love-hate relationship with some of those, like, trickier courses. You know, some kids will rise to the challenge and love a hard, tricky course. Some kids, you know, they may not be used to that yet. But I personally love it because, well, first and foremost, you know, golf courses are great, but it's not meant for running, in my opinion. So the fact that we can have a course that's not on a golf course, I think, is a big plus. And I guess when I think of cross country, I've emphasized the country part of that. And we're one of the only courses where you kind of get that feel of like you're not in town, you're not a part of, like I said, a golf course. You're kind of out there. You know, you even get to wave to the cows as you run by. But other than that, I mean, the actual layout of the course, I think it's got a little bit of everything. You got your portions where you got your flat areas that kind of keep you away from the sun, and then you got some hills in there. I think there's a good mixture of easy portions and hard portions, and I think just the simple fact that it's set out away from town, I think is a big plus, because you're not having to deal with anyone on the course that, you know, is there for any other reason other than just to run.
Yeah, definitely exciting. And I know you probably have a month and a half left in the season. What are kind of your goals and expectations as you get towards the tail end of your season?
You know, this is kind of where the point in the time where I really start to kind of dig into where each athlete is. And, you know, we head to Matt County today, and Matt County is a great course for our kids to develop some new skills and set some PRs. But this is really where I start to see our kids really kind of start to ask those questions like, Coach, how do I PR? You know, how do I get better at this? And that's the part you really love as a coach, you know, when kids are buying in. So that's really what I'm focusing on these last several weeks. You know, in 2 weeks our junior high is done, and then our high school will have districts here at the beginning of November. So, yeah, it's kind of, I wouldn't say it's winding to a close, but we're already getting in that portion of the season. So what I'm really trying to get them to buy into is you have the control to level up your skills, level up your ability on the course, and, you know, go out there and prove some doubters wrong, or even prove yourself wrong that you couldn't go attain something by getting a PR.
Well, I know it's going to be a busy month and a half for you, so we appreciate you taking a couple minutes today here on the Indians Minute.
No problem.
Thank you for listening to the Indians Minute, sponsored by Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance Agent Josh Dodson. His office is located at 809 South Neosho Boulevard in Neosho, Missouri. For more information, his number is 417-451-1504.
This portion of the game is brought to you by People's Bank of Seneca, proudly investing in our community and you since 1996. They provide checking and savings accounts as well as CDs and loans for individuals and businesses. They offer multiple locations in Joplin, Seneca, and Neosho, or visit them online at peoplesbankofseneca.com. People's Bank of Seneca is here for everyone in the 4 states. Proud supporters of the Seneca Indians, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
If you're a weekend warrior who likes to go, don't let pain put the brakes on your pace. When you need help with an injury that keeps you from moving, you want an orthopedic team with a proven track record. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is nationally recognized and were recently named CareCheck's #1 hospital in the market and top 10% hospital in the state for hip fracture repair. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, the experience you need to keep pace with life.
A nonprofit organization, a sponsor of high school sports.
It's time for the Freeman Sports Health Minute. The Freeman Sports Team is proud to serve as the official sports medicine provider for over 20 area high schools and colleges.
It's time for another Health Minute here on KNEO. Adam Winkler here with you, joined by Dave Compton, a trainer with Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Dave, our topic today is how to fuel your body for a workout.
Yeah, Adam, that's a great question. The nutritional supplement industry is a multi-billion-dollar operation that tries to sell our athletes and their families on a magic powder, a magic pill, or a secret formula. And I have to confess I'm a little bit old school and firmly believe that in most cases, mom's and grandma's advice of balanced nutrition and balanced meals will cover athletes' nutritional needs for their athletic performance. Lean proteins, good sources of carbohydrates. The fruits and vegetables are a great option, and I think we forget about them a lot because they are a good source of water, and they're a good source of the trace minerals and electrolytes that we don't sometimes get from normal food. Grandma and Mom always telling you to take your vitamins. A good multivitamin will supplement most athletes' needs on top of just their normal diet. And then, of course, hydration. Water, sports drinks are a great combination.
For the Freeman Sports Health Minute, I'm Adam Winkler.
Thank you for listening to the KNEO Sports Network Halftime Show. The teams are headed back out on the field. Seth Wilson and Ben Walcott are ready to go in the broadcast booth, and Daryl Harbaugh is returning to the sideline. The third quarter is almost here. Back with more Indians football after this on the KNEO and Seneca Indians Sports Network.
How can we go on unless there's a renewed emphasis on prayer today?
Billy Graham.
There's no doubt that we as a people are in serious trouble today. If there was ever a time that we needed to be on our knees in prayer, asking God to save us, it is now. What a glorious thing it would be if millions of Americans would avail themselves of the greatest privilege and the greatest power this side of heaven, the privilege and power of prayer. God answers prayer. With God, nothing is impossible. No problem is too difficult. No burden too heavy for His love. If Jesus needed to pray, how much more we need to pray today. The scripture says, pray without ceasing.
Learn more about the power of prayer at findpeacewithgod.net. That's findpeacewithgod.net. From the Billy Graham Evangelistic Association.
And we welcome you back here at the half. Your halftime show sponsor, Prairie Top Chiropractic. Indians leading here at Tom Hodge Field 43-7 over the Aurora Hound Dogs. Run through some stats from that first half. Sean Creasy, 7 of 16 for the Hound Dogs, 64 yards, averaging 9 yards of completion. 13 rushing attempts for the Hound Dogs, 66 yards, 5.1 average. But they really only have two plays that's really hurt the Indians. One of 47 yards and one of 16 yards. You take out those two, that's a good chunk of the yardage gone. I mean, that wipes out all their positive yards just about right there. That gives them, I think, a net of 2 yards in the night. So, but good job by the Indians on defense, on the rush defense so far in the first half. Forced the turnover tonight. They're even on the turnover ratio. They forced an interception. They also fumbled the ball. For Brody Probert on the night for passing for him, he's 6 of 8. On the ground. I should have him 7 of 8. I may have missed one there. I think Silas Ball has one I may have missed, and I do apologize. Let me add that to the total. So anyway, 7 of 8 for Probert on the night, 132 yards passing on the ground, 266 yards rushing, as Miller has 11 carries for 101 yards. Probert has 8 carries for 150 yards. Right now, both of them averaging well over 10 yards a carry. Or, excuse me, combined between the two of them. So a good first half for both of them. Only one possession did the Indians have in the entire first half that didn't end in a touchdown, and it was a fumble.
Yeah, I mean, they're doing exactly what they need to do, Seth. You know, you're running the ball at will, but when you need to show pass or, you know, especially because other teams scout you, you know, I didn't mention it before the game, but after tonight you're more than halfway over with the regular season, and half of the teams in Missouri are going to be done after 5 more weeks of this. And so you think about that. Other teams have 5 games of film on you. You have to show that you can pass the ball, and so far tonight, Seneca has proven it.
Yeah, for sure. They've shown that they can pass. The play action ability for Probert. Coach Hilburn talked about it. You know, it's one of the situations they have stuff drawn up every single way. It's just the opportunity hasn't presented itself. And if you remember back last year at Aurora, Blaze Graham had a huge night for the Indians. I think he had 2 or 3 passing receptions. 2 or 3 receptions for a touchdown for the Indians. I think he went over 100 yards maybe receiving on the night. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it was a great night for him. And that's kind of when their passing game kind of complemented the running them that they had been doing so well thus far that season.
Yeah, I mean, you look at it, Blaze Graham has a big catch for a touchdown, but Kai Adams has gotten involved, Silas Ball has gotten involved, Drew Sherwood's gotten involved, Hunter Haynes has gotten involved. Coach talked about how these guys can't just be run blockers and try and get them involved in the passing game, and he's done a very good job of spreading it out tonight.
All right, we'll take a break. We come back, we'll have more halftime show for you. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
People's Bank of Seneca. We care about your journey every step of the way. Since 1996, visit us in Joplin, Neosho, or Seneca. PeoplesBankOfSeneca.com. Member FDIC. Proud sponsor of area athletics. Let's score big together.
Prater's Pharmacy in Seneca is a proud supporter of the Seneca Indians. The pharmacy is open from 9 to 5:30 Monday through Friday and from 9 to 1 on Saturday. They offer an automatic refill program and internet refill service online at praterspharmacy.com and through their mobile apps. They also have a drive-through window. Prater's Pharmacy at 1711 Cherokee in Seneca, 417-776-8701. Go Indians!
Huddle Springs Church of Christ is bringing you today's ball game. They're a family-friendly church located just a few miles outside Seneca at 19306 Huddle Springs Road. With Sunday morning and evening worship services as well as midweek services on Wednesdays, check out huddlespringschurchofchrist.org for more information about all the classes and fellowships they offer throughout the week. Huddle Springs Church of Christ, where they say, we want to go to heaven with you.
Seneca Indian Athletics is sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic. Located at 4556 Quince Road in Seneca, chiropractic physician Seth Wilson offers chiropractic services to Seneca and the surrounding areas. For appointment information, their phone number is 417-776-4556 or discover more at facebook.com/Prairie Top Chiropractic. Prairie Top Chiropractic, where their slogan is, better health, better you.
And we welcome you back here at the half. Seneca leading 43-7. Looking at some other stats from your first half, Seneca time of possession, 10 minutes, 53 seconds, 13 minutes, 7 seconds for Aurora. Seneca has ran 30 plays to Aurora's 31. Seneca 266 total rushing yards, 132 passing for 398 total. And for the Hound Dogs, 130 total yards, 66 rushing, 64 passing on the night. Not a whole lot to say so far about this first half other than the turnover. Seneca has done pretty good on offense, pretty efficient. Now defensively, there's a few things they probably like to clear up. Maybe try to get another. I mean, they started out with an interception. They tried to go for the home run ball. I think they tried to hit as deep that first play, and they thought, well, that's not going to work. Let's try some other plays. And Seneca's gotten back there. Good job by Roman Miller, Kai Adams, applying pressure to the quarterback, making Creasy uncomfortable because he sees number 6 or number 7 coming after him. He gets a little bit intimidated, I think.
Yeah, I mean, Creasy has done a good job of rolling around the pocket, though, because sometimes those ends for Seneca, you look at Pendergraph, you look at Crane, they get caught too far upfield, and he's able to elude them and elude Adams and Miller, and that's where their big gains have come, Seth, or where they could potentially have more big gains because Creasy has missed 4 or 5 open wide receivers.
And a couple of times he's just flat out throwing it behind him. I mean, I don't know how you are so far away from those. Whenever he's had the time, a lot of times he likes to run, he likes to scramble and throw on the run. He's able to make those plays, but man, it's hard for him to sometimes have enough time. At other times, whenever Kai Adams is chasing down, I said that he had plenty of time to throw. He likes to scramble, he likes to throw the ball around like that. We still got 6 minutes to go here before we have the start of the second half. We're going to take another break. We come back, we'll have more halftime show for you. We'll be back right after this.
KNEO would like to thank the Big Nickel for sponsoring this portion of broadcasting on 91.7 FM. The Big Nickel is an advertising shopper for thousands of different items, from automobiles and livestock to help wanted and real estate. It covers a 70-mile radius in the 4-state area and is available in area businesses each week. Located at 1931 East 20th Street, Suite 103 in Joplin, Missouri. Their telephone number is 417-624-4100.
Proudly supporting the Seneca Indians is Doug's Body Works. Owned and operated by Doug Scribner, they offer a 24-hour wrecker service and specialize in auto body and frame repair. Doug's Body Works is located at 1008 Oneida in Seneca and is proud to serve the local area. 417-776-8611. Go Indians!
When you were a child, the future was an open book. You look forward to the great things you'd accomplish when you were all grown up. But what if as an adult, someone said to you, you should be more like a child? The Bible says that's exactly what Jesus told his followers. Billy Graham.
At that time, the disciples came to Jesus and asked, "Who is greatest in the kingdom of heaven?" And he said, "I tell you the truth, unless you are converted and become as little children,
you'll never enter the kingdom of heaven. Therefore, whosoever humbles himself like a little child is greatest in the kingdom of heaven. You don't have to do some great thing or go through some great experience to know Christ. You just come like you are.
Discover how you can experience Jesus Christ personally. Go to findpeacewithgod.net. That's findpeacewithgod.net. We're the Billy Graham Evangelistic Association.
Crowder College, your future, our focus. At Crowder College, we have 6 convenient locations in Southwest Missouri and online programs to fit your needs. Flexible scheduling provides a pathway to a career or the opportunity to transfer to a 4-year university in a variety of programs. Cheer for the Rough Riders at athletic events. Use the Missouri A+ Scholarship Program for free tuition and common fees. At Crowder College, your future is our focus. Apply today at crowder.edu.
Americans have a big healthcare problem. Over 100 million citizens carry medical debt while spending on overpriced and complicated health insurance. As Christians, we don't have to pay for a broken system. Christian Healthcare Ministries is a faith-based alternative to health insurance at half the cost. Plus, you can enroll at any time. Stand up to insurance and join CHM today.
And we welcome you back in here to the half at Tom Hodge Field at Errol Campbell Stadium. Halftime show sponsor, Prairie Top Chiropractic. We're 2 minutes and 40 seconds away from the start of the second half and running through some scores for you in the COC conference. In the third quarter, Webb City's already scored in the third quarter, make it 26-28. Neosho leading right now on that one. Carthage over Willard 59-7 at the half. Republic over Joplin 24-10 at the half. Moving on down to the Big 8 conference. Mount Vernon right now leading Lamar 14-0. Start of third quarter action there. Kind of a shocker there for Mount Vernon over Lamar. Cassville having no problem with Harrisonville in the third quarter, 35-14. Nevada over East Newton 20-0 at the half. Monette leading McDonald County 36-18. So that high-powered offense in Monette, kind of talked about this earlier, might give a little Matt County troubles.
Yeah, I mean, they're 2-2 on the year, I believe, is Monette. Because they lost to Nevada and then obviously lost to Seneca as well. But, you know, we talked about it on the pregame show, not only high-powered offense, but they're coming off a week where, you know, they're going to be thinking to themselves, man, if we had done one or two different things, maybe we would have had a chance against Seneca. So they might be flying a little bit high and trying to prove a point here this week. And that's also a district game for them as well between Monette and Mack County. So they're looking to pick up a win and be above Monette in those district standings, or above Mac, I should say.
That first week, Monette turned the ball over 5 times against Nevada, and it was still like a 54-34 game. So if you don't turn the ball over 5 times against Nevada, that's a different ball game too.
Yeah,
completely different ball game.
Exactly.
Turnovers are huge in high school football. I mean, you look at Seneca the first week, had a fumble on the 2-yard line.
Cassville goes down and scores.
Goes down and scores. It could have been a 2 or 3 possession game. It ends up being a 1 possession game at the final against Monette. Monette doesn't turn the ball over once. Seneca turns over once. That could have been a difference in the ball game right there. So, and then against Mount Vernon, very first drive, Seneca fumbles the ball. Mount Vernon's able to go up 3-0. And then drawing a blank here on Nevada. Seneca turns them over once. Fortunately, we turned the ball over once, and we turned them over once, so we broke even on that one. But man, if Seneca has 1 or 2 balls that don't bounce the right way, it could be a different ballgame.
Yeah, I mean, you think about it this year, you know, Seneca has had a much harder time trying to get turnovers compared to last year.
Different personnel, different groupings out there everywhere. Different teams have different strategies now. They know that if they minimize the damage against Seneca, they can't beat themselves in the foot because Seneca is a good football team. So they're doing a better job of holding on to the ball, making sure they protect the ball as long as possible throughout the entire game.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Aurora does here to start the second half, because Seneca theoretically gets the ball to start the second half unless they try an onside kick.
You go back and look at that first week 1 win, week 2 win, 42-3 over Mount Vernon, and Aurora beat them.
32-29.
Yeah. So, I mean, we're already 43-7 at the half here. That was different. It was just a different type of game that night. We were without Kai Adams that game, if I'm not mistaken, against Mount Vernon.
Yes, I believe you're correct.
On to kick this one away is John Guido for the Aurora Hound Dogs. Juan Guido, excuse me. High end-over-end kick that Hunter Haynes is going to come up and field at the 23-yard line, looking to return to the right side. He's got a blocker, makes one man miss at the 37-yard line. Still on his feet, the 45-yard line. Down the sideline, Hunter Haynes goes, and it's going to get, just toe tapping. Tiptoeing, top. Can't get my T's down. Tiptoeing down the sideline, almost able to return it for a touchdown.
He was one big toe away from potentially having a return for a touchdown.
If he trimmed his toenails, he probably would have been gone.
He was walking a tightrope, I can tell you that. But they barely got him there at the 33.
We got too many T's in this conversation.
Once again, Jude King lining up tight for Seneca on this right side. See if they run that way.
Stacked receivers to the far side. Kai Adams there. Toss sweep out to Roman Miller. Makes a cut back at the 33-yard line. Lowers his shoulder at the 27-yard line, and he's brought down at that point. 6-yard pickup for Miller on that first down run. 2nd down and 4. Rackley on the stop for the Hound Dogs. That's announced over the PA system. Clock will start, won't stop.
Unless Seneca doesn't score and Aurora does.
Receivers to each side. Option play, pitch to Miller. Miller's got blockers, all kinds of room to this near side. Lowers his shoulder at the 20. He's going to have enough for the first down. Good job out there blocking by Sherwin and Adams to spring Miller for a big gain up to the 16.
Yeah, you see they go double tight there on the end as Pendergraft able to block somebody. You had Kai Adams on that end just off a little bit. He was able to pick up a block, and then Drew Sherwood blocking on that outside allowed a huge gain there for Seneca.
Seneca just going right back to work. The big kickoff return by Hunter Haynes from the 23 down to the 33. It's a nice return. Double tight formation. And it's going to be a Probert keep to the right side. Gets behind Adams' block. And it's going to be brought down at about the 11-yard line. Forward progress stopped at the 10. And they got to blow that whistle a little earlier, in my opinion. His forward progress was stopped, and they drove him backwards all the way back to the 16. No need to let that carry on like that. 2nd down coming up for the Indians, 2nd down and 4 after the 6-yard run.
Just shows how strong Brody Probert is as well, because the tackler went straight for the ball and he was trying to rip it out the entire time, and Probert able to hang on to it.
2nd down and 4 coming up for the Indians. Probert, handoff, Miller, left side behind Brock Pendergraft, going to bounce it out to the left side at the 5-yard line. Spinning forward, trying to fight every effort. And they're going to say his forward progress stopped just shy of the goal line. It looks like they have him about the 2. 8-yard pickup, 1st down and goal.
I think he eventually got in the end zone, but they blew it dead.
That they did. Sponsors for tonight's game: People's Bank of Seneca, Crowder College, Christian Healthcare Ministries, the Seneca School District, Southwest Missouri Bank, Neosho Daily News, Doug's Body Works, Prairie Top Chiropractic, and Cedar Lane Farm and Garden. 1st down and goal for the Indians. Looking to add to their lead here early in the 3rd quarter. Probert, shotgun formation. Going to hand it off to Miller. Miller gets behind, same play behind Pendergraft's block. And it's a touchdown, Seneca Indians. Touchdown, Roman Miller, as he punches it in from 2 yards out.
Not only Pendergraft back there, Seth, you also had, or I should say up there, Jude King up there as well, got a block that freedom, and now we're going to have a point after try here for Gassaway.
Magnus Gassaway out there looking for his first varsity points. High snap, good job by Laughlin. Kick is up, and it is good. Good job, Magnus Gassaway. Indians now lead 50-7 with 8:33 to go here in the 3rd quarter. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Seneca Indian Athletics is sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic. Located at 4556 Quince Road in Seneca, chiropractic physician Seth Wilson offers chiropractic services to Seneca and the surrounding areas. For appointment information, their phone number is 417-776-4556 or discover more at facebook.com/Prairie Top Chiropractic. Prairie Top Chiropractic, where their slogan is better health.
And we welcome you back here to Tom Hodge Field. Seneca went 3 minutes, 27 seconds on that drive. 5 plays, 33 yards, capped off by the Miller 2-yard touchdown plunge, and Gasaway comes in for the extra point for the Indians, scoring his first varsity points.
Stay tuned after tonight's game for today's player of the game, sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic. For more information on chiropractic services by Dr. Seth Wilson, call 417-776-4556. Sponsor of Seneca Indian Athletics. And Seth, I think we have a few different options for a player of the game here this evening.
Yeah, there are. Gasaway on to kick this one away. Line drive kick that's going to be touched at the 30-yard line by Fries, and there's going to be picked up and returned there. Roman Miller going to finally bring down number 84. I'm trying to find the number. I know we got a new roster here of everybody because I didn't have everybody listed, and I'm trying to see where Cody Parnell is who it is.
Number 80?
Had to go searching for it. Yeah, they didn't. They have listed somebody else. First down and 10 for Aurora. Ball placed at their own 38-yard line. Youth football games tomorrow. They'll travel up to Webb City, Missouri. That's going to be a big game, I know, for the Pee Wee leagues up there. Especially, I think it's the 6th grade team that's usually their Super Bowl opponent. They kind of switch divisions around a little bit. So want to wish them all best of luck tomorrow as they travel up to Webb City. Screen pass out to the far side, hauled in by the receiver out there, number 21. That is Rackley. Rackley's going to be bottled up at the 45-yard line. Can make it second down after a pickup of 7. Second down and 3.
First team defense out there for Seneca. You have to think if they can get a stop here, you might see some second stringers next possession for the Indians.
Clock will continue to run. Trips to the near side. One receiver to the far side. Creasy going to hand it off. Now he's going to pull it and run to the right side. Trying to get outside this ball. Makes him miss. Still on his feet. Jump step there on Blaze Graham. Finally forced out of bounds on the far sideline at the 4-1.
There's Brock Pendergraft that forced him out. Actually, Seth, that's the 47.
So 47-yard line. Pickup of 2, 3rd down and 1. Aurora has only had 2 ball carriers the entire night. Mooneyham and Creasy. No one else has touched the ball from the backfield. 3rd down and 1 coming up for Aurora. 6:30 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Seneca defense needs to stand strong here. Force Aurora into a 4th down situation. Blaze Graham going to cheat up I formation as Creasy's under center.
Watch the play action pass.
Creasy's just going to be a quarterback keeper right up the middle. Quarterback sneak trying to get the 1 yard. He's able to get it up to the 49. Pickup of 2 on the play. 1st down and 10.
Community Bank and Trust, proudly serving our customers for the past 140 years. They visit their branch at 1102 South Cherokee for all your banking needs. Member FDIC and equal housing lender. Proud sponsor of the Seneca Indians.
1st down and 10 coming up for Aurora. 3 receivers on the near side this time as Creasy has pistol formation with Mooneyham behind him. 3 down linemen for the Indians. Crane trying to set that outside edge. Pass is caught, and it's going to be caught immediately by Fries, and Probert puts a big hit on Fries. And taking it, I was trying to come up with some pun there for Fries getting hit hard, but I couldn't come up with anything. I wasn't that quick-witted, Coach. You got anything on that one? I don't know if you're even listening to me up here.
Well, he got deep fried that
There
time.
you go. Thank you. Deep fried Fries there.
That was just a face mask hit right there.
2nd down play, a 7-yard pickup, 2nd down 3. As that one went to Fries for 7. Trips to the far side. Sawyer to the near side.
This is where you could see play action pass.
Creasy just straight drop, gives a pump fake. Brock Pendergraft's going to take him, not quite take him down there. It finally goes down. Brock Pendergraft gets to Creasy, and Creasy's slow to get off the turf.
That's where you got to be careful, Seth, on a horse collar.
I thought he had him low enough not to be even in the area of horse collar. 8-yard loss on the play for Creasy. And that's going to make it 3rd down and long.
About 13, it looks like. Creasy able to stay in. And he did not see Brock Pendergraft. He was not looking. Pendergraft came from his blind side.
3rd down and 13. Seneca bringing pressure. Kyle Adams there, and it's going to be caught by Mooneyham. Mooneyham makes one guy miss. Hart G coming downfield, too, to try to make the stop. Just a dump-off screen pass. And it's going to be a first down to the 36-yard line. Seneca bringing too much pressure on that backside, and they threw it back away from the backside. Great play there, though. They got fortunate they didn't call that to Kai Adams' side. He was blitzing on because that would have been blown up.
Yeah, the lineman for Aurora did a good job of letting Seneca get too far up field. I can't tell if it was Crane. I think Crane almost was able to knock it down, but fortunately just over his fingers.
3:43 to go here in the third quarter. Pistol formation for Creasy once again. Dropping back to pass. A ball is almost intercepted by Roman Miller. Seneca going for the ball too often right now as Fries hauls that one in. Down to the 26-yard line, a pickup of 10 on the play. A 25-yard line, they're going to call in forward progress to that spot. 11-yard pickup. Right now, Aurora's chewing up some yardage. And they are, Seth.
They are, Seth. I agree 100%.
Thank you. 11-yard pickup on that one. Down to the 25. 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter. 3 receivers to the near side this time for Creasy. Play action. Looking deep downfield. Flushed out of the pocket, and Kai Adams is going to take him down at the 31-yard line. Good job by Adams. He saw a window and took it.
Aiden Crane kind of finished him off there, making sure that he stayed down.
He's a tough tackle, guys. I mean,
he is. He's a big body.
He's a big, thick body. He's a good quarterback. He's mobile. He's quick, and he's tough to tackle in the open field.
Listed at 6 foot, 200 pounds. He's bigger than me, and I'm a big dude, man. I mean, watch out. 6 foot, 200 pounds.
Yeah. Except your 200 pounds aren't muscle.
It's true. Trips to the near side once again for Creasy. Dropping back to pass. Adams going to bring pressure. It's going to be flushed out of the pocket. And Roman Miller's bringing pressure too, and they're going to get to Creasy and drop him for just a 1-yard pickup to the 30-yard line. Good job. It was almost like a double spy there because, well, I guess Miller would have been the spy that time because Adams brought pressure. 3rd down and 15.
Keep up on the latest Seneca broadcast ball game schedule. Be sure to like us on Facebook, facebook.com/KNEO Radio. Follow us on X at KNEO917 Sports.
Game goes much faster with the running clock. Sponsors for tonight's game: Newmac Electric, Prater's Pharmacy, Prolume Maintenance Center, Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, Campbell Biddlecombe Funeral Home, the Big Nickel, Missouri Southern State University, Marine Center Incorporated, and Community Bank and Trust. Creasy looking over the defense. Going to have a quick hitter screen pass to the far side. Going to be brought down immediately by Roman Miller. Miller's been all over the place defensively tonight. Was on that last play, was on this play. Pass completed to number 28 on that far side. Let me see if I can find a number for that one. That is Rook. That's a 5-yard gain. 4th down and 10 to the 25. I don't even have Rook listed as a potential target for them. So just a 5-yard pickup on that pass play. 4th down coming up for the Indians defense. Let's see if they can get off the field. Kai Adams showing pressure on the right side. Creasy pointing it out. Mooneyham trying to pick him up. It's going to be intercepted. Almost intercepted last second. Man, a big collision down there as Hunter Haynes had a beat on the ball. Number 21, Rackley, runs into Haynes and pops the ball free, and then Haynes lands on top of Graham. Either way, turnover on downs with 21 seconds to go here in the third quarter.
Make sure you stay tuned after tonight's game for the Final Drive Scoreboard Show, sponsored by Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Also, check out our live scoreboard during the game. Go to kneo.org/sports. Click on the scoreboard link to get the latest scores from games around the area as they are happening as we hit
what's happening.
The end of the third quarter. Seneca's got themselves quite the lead.
We'll step aside for about 60 seconds. We'll come back and have the fourth quarter for you right after this.
The Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report will provide up-to-the-minute scores and highlights from around the 4 states. With ultimate local coverage from all your favorite teams. The Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report, weeknights at 6 and 10 p.m.
Cedar Lane Farm and Garden at 143 Cherokee Avenue in Seneca is your local feed dealer and a supporter of Seneca Indian sports. Offering vet, livestock, and pet products, Cedar Lane also carries a full line of farm and garden supplies. For more information, contact Cedar Farm and Garden on Cherokee Avenue in Seneca today. The number is 417-776-8231. Open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturday, 8 a.m. through 2 p.m. for your convenience. Go Indians!
First play of the fourth quarter is going to be Clay Davidson keeping it to the left side. Got him marked up to the 23-yard line. Pickup of 2 on the play, 2nd down and 8.
And for only the second time this year, Bomb Squad is making an appearance.
That's always a good sign.
Easton Haynes bringing the play in from the sideline for the Indians. Clay Davidson at quarterback, Logan Thompson back at running back. One receiver to the far side, one to the near side. Low snap, option play to the far side. It's going to be a pitch to Thompson. Thompson makes a jump. Oh, he's going to be upended immediately, trying to block on the outside edge, just unable to sustain the block out there. And Thompson's going to be dropped for a loss back to about the 23.
Yeah, that was a late pitch decision there by the quarterback, and I think if he had just gone straight up field, he would have had a better opportunity. And Seth, other scores to watch. I never wanted to tell people to turn away, but you might get a second screen going because Neosho has a 35-33 lead over Webb City in the fourth quarter.
2 receivers on the near side.
That's a false start.
And they don't call it, but they're going to throw the quick screen out to Ryder Owens. Owens got a blocker in front of him. Salyer's going to make the stop. Owens going to get up to about the...
Looks like the 27.
27? 28?
Maybe 28.
28-yard line, we'll call it. So a 5-yard pickup there for Davidson to Owens.
Seneca going to punt for the first time as Clay Davidson may be taking over those punting duties for Seneca. So we'll see what he does here on this punt.
4th down and 7.
And this is the first team punt unit because they got to prepare for this, Seth. The new punter, you need your first teamers out there.
Nice punt there by Davidson. Helicopter spin to it. That's going to be almost touched. And it's going to be picked up by Brant Laughlin all the way down to the 26-yard line. It was touched. It doesn't matter. He called the fair catch. You still touch it. You still got to go after the ball. It doesn't matter if you fair catch it. You touch it. It's a live ball.
Well, I wonder if he's thinking if one of the Seneca guys got too close to him, but he didn't touch him, so it doesn't matter.
They have a halo around him, but still, there was nobody near him.
Right. I wholeheartedly agree with you. Community Bank and Trust, proudly serving our customers for the past 140 years. Visit their branch at 1102 South Cherokee for all your banking needs. Member FDIC, equal housing lender, proud sponsor of the Seneca Indians.
Seneca's short a lineman, as coming on late for the Indians is Carson Curtis, the center. Got to have that center out there.
He's kind of important.
Snap, handoff to Logan Thompson. Thompson runs hard. He's going to get to the left edge. He's going to get taken down out of bounds at about the 21-yard line. Make it 2nd down.
It's hard running there by him. Got a gain of, it looks like, about 6.
They got him all the way down to the 20. 2nd and 4 coming up.
Seth, the reason why you bring your first team punt unit out is because you got a new punter out there, and I think it's only, maybe 2nd, 3rd time all year they've had to punt the football, so make sure you get your practice in for when you need it later.
Well, if you remember back, as the handoff's going to go to Thompson once again, he's going to get bottled up quickly, 3rd down and 4.
What am I trying to remember?
Aurora, Lamar a few years ago when they were doing really well. They hardly punted the ball at all. Last game of the season, they had trouble with the snap. Went over Wilkerson's head. Seneca recovered for a touchdown. That was one of those plays. Hadn't snapped a whole lot, hadn't punted a whole lot. Davidson in shotgun formation. Thompson to the left of him. It's just going to be a quarterback sweep to the left. He's going to get inside the 15-yard line, taking defenders with him. Finally forced out of bounds after he gets the first down. Good job by Davidson.
Just student body left there. You have your tight end left there. You have your lead blockers, 2 lead blockers there. Good job there by Rush Crane was one of them. And then the other one, I can't tell what number it was, but it was the running back did a good job of making sure that he had a lane.
Who's a lane? 7:30 to go here in the fourth quarter. We're having fun. It's nice to have fun up here in the fourth quarter. Logan Thompson, big hole to the left side. Going to be brought down to the 5-yard line.
And that makes it second down and about 6. Big gain there for Seneca on the play. So good job there by the offensive line for Seneca to give him a pretty big hole.
It looks like Cody Hoburn is going to pick up his 50th win on the season as Thompson's going to take the handoff, and they shot a linebacker right through the gap immediately. And I
think he lost a yard, Seth.
Maybe did. Maybe back to the 6, maybe even the 7.
Yeah, he lost 2 yards. They had him at the 5-yard line, and he lost 2 yards that time.
So third down and 6, a loss of 2 for Thompson. 6:40 to go here in this one. Seneca almost running a hurry-up offense here. They're just running their base plays. Davidson going to take it to the left side, trying to get to the edge, and coming up to make the play is Salyers.
Yeah, they tried that student body left again. He was able to get those 2 yards he lost originally, but it makes it 4th and 4. Seth, do you try a field goal here with Gasaway, or do you just go for it?
Just eat the clock up right now.
And you may see student body left again because they have those extra blockers in.
And there's going to be a student body left. Davidson takes to the left side. He's into the end zone. Touchdown, Seneca Indians. Touchdown, Clay Davidson.
And like we said, Seth, you see it here. It's just student body left. You have Rush Crane as a lead blocker. You have Logan Thompson as a lead blocker. Good job by both of them. We have a wide receiver out there as well that picked up a block. That one was Easton Haynes who picked up a block, so good job by all of them to get him into the end zone.
Gasaway on to attempt the point after for the Indians. Good snap, better snap this time. Hold is good. Kick is good. 6 minutes left to go in this one. Seneca leads 57-50. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Marine Center Incorporated is a sponsor of Seneca Athletics. In business since 1979, they offer Mercury and Suzuki motors, along with low boats as well as boat repairs. Located at 4961 Highway 43 in Joplin, Missouri, open Monday through Friday 9 to 5, Saturday 9 to 12, and closed on Sunday. For more information, the phone number is 417-781-7450 or online at marinecenterjoplin.com. The Marine Center Incorporated, where the slogan is, your family boating headquarters.
And we welcome you back here to the Valley as Seneca leads 57-7. Ben corrected me a while ago when we went off the air. I said Seneca leading 57-50. I meant to say they're up by 50. And more appropriately, Coach Hilburn, 50th win, gets this one tonight. Let's hope they can hold it there. That'd just be like good juju all the way around, right?
Well, you think about it, Seth, the one score by Aurora was Hunter Haynes. He had a bead on the running back, and he just whiffed on him.
Looks like Carson Curtis is doing the kicking dudes. No, Magnus Gasway's still out there. I know Carson likes to kick as well. Gasway ready to kick this one away for the Indians. High end over end kick. That's going to be fielded at about the 29-yard line by the return man. Good job coming downfield to make that play.
Landon Sage.
Number 3, Landon Sage. Good job by him. I couldn't see the number, but a great job by the kickoff team to get downfield.
Stay tuned after tonight's game for today's player of the game, sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic. For more information on chiropractic services by Dr. Seth Wilson, call 417-776-4556, a sponsor of Seneca Indian Athletics. To keep up on the latest Seneca broadcast ball game schedule, be sure to like us on Facebook, facebook.com/KNEO Radio. Follow us on X at KNEO917 Sports.
And it looks like Aurora has called off the Dogs as well.
Well, I think they still have their starting quarterback out.
That's number 16.
Oh, okay.
Lucas Hensley, freshman quarterback, going to drop back to pass. Is looking for the out route. That's going to be brought down by number 28. Number 28 is Rook. And that's number 16, Hensley.
That was a nice pitch and catch there by Aurora. It's a timing route and able to get that for a nice big gain.
9-yard play, second down and 1. Seneca Indian football brought to you tonight by Mid-America Specialty Markets, Missouri Farm Bureau agent Josh Dotson, Gas and Snack, Hollow Springs Church of Christ, Access Family Care, 4-State Sports Report, Dairy Queen of Seneca, First Community Bank, Neosho Chamber of Commerce, and Amory Roofing and Construction. Hensley Going to pass. Looking for the screen pass. Oh, and it's a good job by the defender. He was right there. Heard footsteps as Stone Euler was coming up to put the big hit on Lewis.
He just dropped it, but like you said, Stone Euler was already there. Everyone at the Neosho Daily News wishes the Seneca Indians good luck.
Ball placed at the 43-yard line. 4:12 to go on this one. Clock continues to run. Good homecoming win here tonight in the Valley. Seneca will move their record to 5-0. I think the number running right now for the Indians is 22 regular season wins. This will be number 23.
Yeah, because their last 2 losses were in state title games. They were 13-0 going out.
Well, I'm talking just regular season, not even counting playoffs, yeah. Because they lost the last regular season game in 2022, I believe.
Yeah.
Handoff's going to go to number 3. That is Valencia, I believe, is what they're saying. I don't have a number on him here, so we're going to give it to number 3, and we'll call him Bingham.
You should have a good one here next week, Seth. Carl Junction has a 35-20 lead over Hillcrest, so they'll be 4-1 coming in here, and Seneca will be 5-0.
Hensley going to drop back to pass. Going to throw the out route. That's incomplete. Throws it a little bit behind his intended target. That's Bingham. 3 minutes left. 2nd down and 10. So kind of after last week's game, this week was a little bit of a change of pace for sure. Not so much up-tempo from Aurora. Seneca's defense able to get off the field here in the 3rd quarter. Their starters getting off the field in the 4th quarter for sure.
Much better job defensively by Seneca here tonight. The offense just doing what they need to do.
That's a busted play as Hensley turns around, tried to hand it off to somebody. Nobody was there, so he's going to just take it and run it right up the middle. Brought down by Rush Crane, Also on the play, number 59 for the Indians. That is Colby Wolfenbarger. Ball placed at the 49, a 4-yard pickup. 3rd down and 6.
Yeah, like you said, busted play. Not sure if the quarterback or I think it was the running back, Seth, because the running back's coming off. Went the wrong way.
They got in trouble. 3rd down and 6 coming up for the Hound Dogs. 2 minutes left to go. Busted play once again. I'm thinking Hensley's turned around the wrong way both times. Good play there by number 66 for the Indians. That's Sawyer Euler. Just got a night, almost like a suplex type of wrestling move. Got to be careful with that one. No gain. They're going to say he got back to the line of scrimmage, so it's 4th down and 6. 4th down and 6 coming up. Hensley, no gain on that play.
Looks like Aurora will.
That could be player of the game right there, boys.
Aurora will have one more snap here at least to try and get a 1st down.
4th down and 6 coming up. Hensley. Pistol formation as Bingham's behind him. Going to drop back to pass. Looking for the over the middle. That ball's going to be tipped and incomplete. Going to make it 4th down or turnover on downs at the 49 with 1:03 to go.
And counting. Running clock.
I don't know if they'll have to run the ball.
You may have to get one. You'll have to take one snap here, Seth, because the play clock's at 30 and it's at 50.
Well, there you go.
So you'll have one kneel down here for Seneca, as it looks like.
Seneca going to run their record of 5-0. And again, appropriately, Seneca winning by 50. And Coach Hilburn's 50th win. Kind of a wild array of 50s there. Clay Davidson takes a knee, hands the ball to Mr. McCauley.
And he gives it back to him saying, here, you have it.
McCauley says, just go ahead and take it. 20 seconds left, and they're just going to go ahead and line up, and they're going to call this one a game. Seneca wins this one 57-7. I don't know why I keep saying that over and over again. 57-7. We'll have your postgame show for you right after this.
People's Bank of Seneca. We care about your journey every step of the way. Since 1996, visit us in Joplin, Neosho, or Seneca. PeoplesBankOfSeneca.com. Member FDIC. Proud sponsor of area athletics. Let's score big together.
If you're a weekend warrior who likes to go, don't let pain put the brakes on your pace. When you need help with an injury that keeps you from moving, you want an orthopedic team with a proven track record. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is nationally recognized and were recently named CareCheck's #1 hospital in the market and top 10% hospital in the state for hip fracture repair. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, the experience you need to keep pace with life.
Prater's Pharmacy in Seneca is a proud supporter of the Seneca Indians. The pharmacy is open from 9 to 5:30 Monday through Friday and from 9 to 1 on Saturday. They offer an automatic refill program and internet refill service online at praterspharmacy.com and through their mobile apps. They also have a drive-through window. Prater's Pharmacy at 1711 Cherokee in Seneca, 417-776-8701. Go Indians!
A proud supporter of local high school athletics is Numac Electric. Serving Newton and McDonald County, they provide power for area homes and businesses and want to wish all the athletes much success throughout the season. For online bill pay and account information, the website is numac.com or 417-451-1515. Numac Electric, proudly serving Newton and McDonald County, where their slogan is your touchstone energy partner.
The Seneca R7 School District is proud to support the student athletes and coaches competing in this game. High school activities help students learn life values such as hard work, dedication, and teamwork. The Seneca R7 School District is honored to serve such a great community and wants to thank all the Indian fans for their great support. The Seneca R7 School District, tradition, pride, class.
A business impact partner of KNEO is ProLube Tire and Auto Center in Neosho. Serving the area since 2001, they're open Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. ProLube Tire and Auto Center offers tire and brake repair, as well as transmission service, front-end alignments, and more. Located at 1406 North Business 49 in Neosho. More information 417-526-4984 or online at proluberepair.com.
Amory Roofing and Construction, based in Seneca, Missouri, specialize in roofing, siding, guttering, remodels, decks, and new construction. They also handle concrete, fire, and flood mitigation, and even work directly with your insurance claims. 417-389-6986. Whether it's a small repair or a major project, you can count on Amory Roofing and Construction for quality, integrity, and craftsmanship. See more online at amoryroofing.com or find them on Facebook.
Proudly supporting the Seneca Indians is Doug's Body Works. Owned and operated by Doug Scribner, they offer a 24-hour wrecker service and specialize in auto body and frame repair. Doug's Body Works is located at 1008 Oneida in Seneca and is proud to serve the local area. 417-776-8611. Go Indians!
And we welcome you back here to Seneca. Seneca victorious here tonight, 57-7 over Aurora. And Daryl Harbaugh has our player of the game, sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic.
Hey, got Roman Millen down here, player of the game that we picked out. A lot of rushing TDs. Looked like we did a lot of good job. The offensive line did a lot of good jobs blocking up front.
I mean, yeah, we had some adversity. I mean, without Jace, I mean, we had some people step up, and that's exactly what they did. They worked their butt off all week, and they did exactly that tonight.
Well, you got some good blocks out there, but I'm telling you what, you know, there are times you made your own hole out there too, sidestepping and dodging players from Aurora.
Yeah, I mean, that's part of the running back game. Sometimes there's not going to be anything there, so you just got to make do what you can, and that's what I try to do.
Well, let's go to the defensive side of the football. Man, you were all over the field. Looked like you were spying sometimes on the quarterback, and also almost getting some made a lot of tackles, but almost getting some interceptions.
I mean, yeah, Coach put us in a great situation. I mean, got a new defense we tried out tonight. It worked perfectly, and hopefully we keep it up.
Well, I tell you what, Roman, why don't we have a good week of practice because we got CJ coming in next week. Let's go have a good week of practice, see what we can do next week, okay?
Yes, sir. Will do.
Back to you guys upstairs.
All right, that's Roman Miller, tonight's player of the game. Great job by that young man. Big night for him as he had 128 yards on the ground, 15 carries, and looks like he had 4 scores on the night. Brody Probert, also big night on the ground. 9 plays, 9 carries, 156 yards, 17 yards a carry. Of course, the big one being the 82-yard run. You know, Brody had 2 carries, one of them being 82 and one of them being 29. Most of his yards coming on 2 carries basically at that point. So he had a really big game for the Indians offensively as well. And then the offensive line obviously making things happen. Running clock that second half, that was a nice thing to have.
Yeah, I mean, you think about it, Seneca scored on, I think, all 3 of their drives in the second half, 2 or 3 of their drives.
Just 2 of them.
In the second half. But they did an excellent job there all night long. And, you know, Aurora had a long drive that went, I don't want to say nowhere, but, you know, it ended up in a 4th down and punting situation. They shoot about 6 minutes off the clock there in the third quarter, so that definitely helped Seneca's case as well.
And we'll run through some more stats with you. Brody Probert again, 7 of 8 on the night, 132 yards, averaging 19 yards a completion. 34 rushing attempts for the Indians, 317 yards on the ground, 9.3 average, 449 total yards, 317 on the ground, 132 through the air, 449 total for the Indians offense tonight. Just a really good offensive output by the Indians. Looking over to the Hound Dogs side of things, Creasy completed 13 of 22 passing attempts. Excuse me, not quite 13. There was 1 completion, so 12 of 22 passing for 112 yards. Hensley was 1 of 3 for 9 yards. On the ground for the Hound Dogs, looks like Mooney had 9 attempts for 63 yards, and then Creasy had 9 attempts for 9 yards, a few of those being QB sacks. Bingham had 1 attempt for 2 yards, and Hensley had 2 attempts for 4 yards. As Coach Hilbert makes his way up to the press box, we're going to keep it right here and get him on the air as soon as he gets up here. Coach Harbaugh's talking to him, but we're going to have him put on a headset, and we'll go ahead and start talking to him. We won't even take a break at all. And, Coach, get yourself situated there. We're going to go ahead and go with you here since you're already here. First off, congratulations. Win number 50 tonight for you. A big win here at home at homecoming.
Yeah, I'm just proud of our kids. You know, we've had some adversity, and probably last year we didn't have enough of it. And we've had to deal with some stuff this year on and off the field, and I think that's pulling us together as a football team, and we finally had a little breakthrough tonight.
Talk about 50s are wild tonight. You win by 50. You're 5-0 on the season. You got your 50th career win. I don't know if all these things are just lining up just right for you. It's kind of a weird sequence of events. We talked about that earlier this week when we had our weekly discussion. But a big moment for you here at Seneca, kind of solidifying what you've done here in 5 years. Not even quite 5 seasons, full seasons yet. You've got 50 wins there, so you're averaging over 10 wins a season. What's this mean to this community? What's it mean to you as far as that goes?
Anytime you come back home, it's different. And obviously, the tradition of Seneca football was well before me, but to have a chance to add to that's pretty special. And you know, you don't go get that many wins without a lot of things already in place, and it starts with our community. They've always supported our kids and everything we do. They've always supported me ever since I've been back. And then my coaching staff, I was able to retain some really good coaches and then go out and get a couple guys, and Coach Yoakum and Coach Crane, that tremendous additions for not only our coaching staff, for our community as well, and then our administration and our school. I mean, I think when you're able to have big success, everybody has to be on board, and that's what it is here in Seneca.
Week after week, you guys have just progressively gotten better. Season after season, you guys have progressively got better. You go back to that 2021 season. Wasn't exactly, just a perfect season, not the undefeated record, but you guys come out and win a district championship. Nobody expects you to win. You and I were talking about this week. Kind of nobody is looking to come at you because you guys don't have that target on your back. Now you got the target on your back. You're going to give everybody's best effort week in and week out. You won last week against a very good Monette team, and they still kind of knock you a little bit for that. When if you look at the media rankings, it's kind of one of those things where you want that expectation to win. You guys are kind of living up to that right now with the way things are going.
Yeah, we talk about it a lot, and something we talked about this week is we went through every class since I've been here and talked about legacy. And I kind of talked that 2020-21 class, what their legacy was, and they were the foundation, when I got here, and they were all in, and they never questioned, we got this new coach with crazy ideas, and what's he thinking? They never did that, and nobody, gave us much of a chance that year, and they went out and won a district championship, and that just set the bar. And the next year, every year has been able to build on to that. And we talked a lot, what's 2025 going to look like? What's their legacy going to look like? And I got a good group. Like I said, they went through some adversity, and you saw them start to come together tonight.
Looking at that tonight's game, Creasy, he was going to come in and try to pass. Very mobile quarterback, did very well whenever he had pressure in his face, able to elude a couple different guys. I saw you had Kai Adams spying on him a couple times, sending him pressure from the left side. You had Roman Miller spying on him a few times. Talk about your defensive effort, trying just to contain him tonight and doing a pretty good job of that.
Now, that kid's really good. He's a really good baseball player, too. Probably going to end up being a Division I baseball kid, but he is a talented kid, and we saw that all year. You can't get him on the ground. And he did that to us tonight, and their most explosive plays all year have been on broken plays and scrambles, and he kind of did the same thing to us. And he's just a kid, and that's a very good athlete, and we had to just keep coming at him. They're finally in that third quarter. We got him on the ground a few times and kind of wore him down.
Your run defense tonight, very well. 21 attempts, 57 yards, 47 of those coming on one play. So basically, you have 20 attempts, 10 yards. But for the night, though, 2.7 average. Your run defense really came out ready to play with that three-man front, despite not having Jace Renfro, one of your anchors out there on the defensive line.
Yeah, that was we didn't have Jace, and then we decided to play, our 30 front, and decided to use Brody as more of a DB, so we had Cy Ball in the box too. So you're looking at, a couple guys that aren't normally out there, and to be able to do that, we got to get back to that. We're a defensive-minded football team that, the last couple of years we've averaged only giving up about 14 points a game. So that was our goal. Let's hold them under 14 tonight, and proud of our defense for coming out and doing that.
Also on tonight's offensive performance for you, Brody Probert, 7 of 8 through the air. Haven't seen a whole lot of aerial attack yet this season. Really haven't had to whenever you're averaging so many yards per carry, but you guys kind of went to a little bit of a 2-minute offense there in the end of the first half, put together a nice little drive. Probert pretty consistent with his spots. 7 of 8, 132 yards, not too bad tonight passing.
Yeah, that's one of those things that you kind of battle. You want to show stuff, but you need to work on stuff. And in that moment, we need to work on it. We haven't been put in those situations enough, and I thought he did a great job throwing the ball all night. And our offensive line, they were bringing a lot of pressure, and they held up right there. And our receivers, good job catching the ball and good execution there at the end of the half.
Talking about that offensive line opening up holes for you, 34 attempts, 317 yards, 9.3 yards a carry. You're still averaging 9 yards a carry with a basically brand new offensive line. Even taking Jace Renfro out tonight, you still average 9 yards a carry. Where does that come from? Come from Coach Hughes? Come from the guys? Come from a combination of both?
I think everything. We've talked about that in the past. This system is now all these guys have ever known. So they're very comfortable with it. They can play multiple spots, and then Coach Hughes does a great job. He works his tail off on the weekends, spends a ton of time getting our guys ready, and these guys are getting better every week. And for us to have the success we want to have, we have to ride our offensive line, and just really proud of the way that they've played the last couple of weeks.
A lot of people talk about Coach Hodge, and the success that he had here was really set up by the younger grades running the similar type of offense he ran at the high school level. You just talked about that just now about these guys. It's the system. That's all they've ever known. You see the youth leagues on Saturday morning running a similar type of offense. They're running the record undefeated here and there. I mean, I know that's not the ultimate goal. The goal is to get them kind of ready to go, but you see some of the junior high kids picking up on that, playing closer games than what they had in previous years. Talk a little bit about what that does for you going forward.
Yeah, it's when you talked about, getting to 50, that's a huge part of it, and I was at our junior high games last night, and they're very, very similar to us at the high school level. You go out tomorrow to our youth games, and the terminology is all the same. And the thing about it, again, I don't have any kickback from our youth coaches. Like I don't want to run I don't want to. They're all in. They want their kids like. I talked to our 3rd and 4th grade teams, like, you guys don't have to be in the gun. You can do this under center. And they're like, we want to be. Like, we want to do exactly what you're doing. And that just speeds the process up. The sooner these kids are able to get into what we do, the faster we can get everything to get to where we want to be.
All right, well, congratulations on your 50th win, Coach. Go enjoy it with your family. Get back to work next week against CJ here at home.
All right, thank you, guys.
All right, we're going to take a break here. We come back. We'll have more post-game show for you here on the KNEO Sports Network. We'll be back in just about 2 minutes.
A proud backer of the Seneca Indians is Campbell Biddlecombe Funeral Home of Seneca. Located at 1101 Cherokee, they are honored to serve the area with traditional service options, including church and graveside services. They also have prearranged funeral plans. For more information, the phone number for Funeral Director Mike Steele at Campbell Biddlecombe Funeral Home of Seneca is 417-776-2251 or online campbell-biddlecomefh.com.
Seneca Indian Athletics is sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic. Located at 4556 Quince Road in Seneca, chiropractic physician Seth Wilson offers chiropractic services to Seneca and the surrounding areas. For appointment information, their phone number is 417-776-4556 or discover more at facebook.com/Prairie Top Chiropractic. Prairie Top Chiropractic, where their slogan is Better Health, Better You.
Dairy Queen Grill and Chill in Seneca is the place to go before or after the game. Check out their amazing menu of fan-favorite blizzards like Oreo or cookie dough. Happy hour is daily from 2 to 5 p.m. That means everything you can drink from a straw is half price, excluding premium shakes. Don't forget to grab one of their $7 meal deals or their signature stack burgers and top it off with a Misty Slush. The Dairy Queen Grill and Chill in Seneca, located at 308 Washington, open daily from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Proud to support the Seneca Indians.
Missourians know we've got their back. For 75 years, they've turned to Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance for dependable, personalized life insurance coverage. That's 75 years protecting families and the lives they've built. For small-town values and big-time protection, call Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance. We've got Missouri covered.
I am Josh Dotson with Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance Services. If you're in Missouri, I'm for you.
Locally owned, operated, and here for you. Check out the new face of the Neosho Daily News, covering Newton County, highlighting area residents, businesses, school news, sports, and more. Find us on Facebook at Neosho Daily News or call 417-451-1520. Go get 'em, Indians!
Mid-America Specialty Markets of Seneca is a supporter of the Seneca Indians, and they're proud to bring you today's game. They provide insurance services for the four-state area, including home, auto, life, and agribusiness. Located at 910 Washington Avenue in Seneca, they are licensed in Missouri, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Kansas. Learn more today at midminsurance.com or call 417-451-9177. Mid-America Specialty Markets. Protecting your business and family is our specialty.
The Neosho Area Chamber of Commerce is an organization that exists to make Southwest Missouri a better place to live. That is why they are proud supporters of high school athletics. They understand that the life lessons learned from sporting competition teaches responsibility and discipline and makes our student athletes better citizens for tomorrow. Learn more about local area events online at neoshocc.com. Proud supporters of local school athletics.
The Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report will provide up-to-the-minute scores and highlights from around the 4 states. With ultimate local coverage from all your favorite teams. The Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report, weeknights at 6 and 10 p.m.
Looking for a personal checking account with real rewards? Open a Community Choice checking account at First Community Bank and earn up to $200. Get $100 when you set up direct deposit and another $100 after just 15 debit card purchases. No monthly service fee, free online and mobile banking, and interest paid on your balance. Open your account today with just $50 and start enjoying the perks. Call 888-780-8391 or visit firstcommunity.net for details. First Community Bank, where community comes first. Member FDIC. See Bank for complete details.
Huddle Springs Church of Christ is bringing you today's ball game. They're a family-friendly church located just a few miles outside Seneca at 19306 Huddle Springs Road. With Sunday morning and evening worship services as well as midweek services on Wednesdays, check out huddlespringschurchofchrist.org for more information about all the classes and fellowships they offer throughout the week. Huddle Springs Church of Christ, where they say, we want to go to heaven with you.
And we welcome you back here to the postgame, your postgame show, your Crowder College and the Seneca School District, and the Indians victorious 57-7 tonight over the Aurora Hound Dogs. A great effort. Of course, Coach Hilburn, his 50th win on the year. Sure want to congratulate, or his 50th win on his career here at Seneca. Sure want to congratulate him on a Great start. I say start. It's been almost 5 years, but a great job by him and his staff getting to 50 wins really quickly here in his 5th season at the helm. We're going to take a break. We come back. We'll have the Final Drive Scoreboard Show sponsored by Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine right after this.
If you're a weekend warrior who likes to go, don't let pain put the brakes on your pace. When you need help with an injury that keeps you from moving, you want an orthopedic team with a proven track record. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is nationally recognized and were recently named CareCheck's #1 hospital in the market and top 10% hospital in the state for hip fracture repair. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, the experience you need to keep pace with life.
Welcome to the Final Drive Scoreboard Show on the KNEO Sports Network. The Final Drive Scoreboard Show is sponsored by Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, the official sports medicine provider for over 20 area high schools and colleges. See how one of their certified physicians, certified athletic trainers, or therapists can help you get back in the game. Now, let's go back live to the stadium for the Final Drive Scoreboard Show on the KNEO Sports Network.
We'll welcome you into the Final Drive Scoreboard Show, sponsored by Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Running through your Big 8 conference scores, Cassville over Harrisonville 42-14. That's in the fourth quarter. Monette having their way with McDonald County tonight 44-18. Seneca over Aurora 57-7. Mount Vernon shutting out Lamar tonight 21-0. That may be the shocker around the state. And then Nevada over East Newton 41-7.
In the COC, Ozark pummeling Waynesville 71-0 in the fourth quarter. Last score we had is at halftime, Glendale beating Kickapoo 24-20. Webb City squeaks by Neosho 46-43. That game just went final. Carthage all over Willard 59-14. And Republic beats Joplin 45-16.
Moving to the Ozark Mountain Conference, as I apparently lost my feed there. Bolivar over Marshfield, 30-27. West Plains 1-point lead over Logan Rogersville, 42-41. Carl Junction over Hillcrest, 49-20. And Parkview over Branson, 18-13.
Couple surprising scores there, Seth. Branson, very well early start, and they lost to Parkview, and then it's not final yet, but Logan Rogersville was 4-0 going into that game against West Plains, so that game's still to be determined. Couple scores in the Mid-Lakes, and how about this? Springfield Catholic improved. Well, last score we had is at halftime. They're up over Forsyth 26-14, and Stratford beats Reed Spring 23-12.
So if you do some math here, Stratford losing to Monette 70-0, Stratford beating Reed Spring 23-12, and Reed Spring being in our district this year. Southwest Conference, Sarcoxy over El Dorado, 28-20. Marionville having no problem with Diamond at the half, 63-0. Miller and Ash Grove knotted up at the half, 12 apiece. And Windsor over Stockton, 22-15.
A couple 8-man scores. Jasper beating Liberal in the third quarter, 24-18. And Lockwood beats Osceola 78-26, and over in Kansas, Pittsburgh beats Fort Scott 22-15.
All right, we'll take a break. We come back, we'll wrap up the Final Drive Scoreboard Show and wrap up things here in the Valley at Tom Hodge Field.
If you're a weekend warrior who likes to go, don't let pain put the brakes on your pace. When you need help with an injury that keeps you from moving, you want an orthopedic team with a proven track record. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is nationally recognized and were recently named CareCheck's #1 hospital in the market and top 10% hospital in the state for hip fracture repair. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, the experience you need to keep pace with life.
And we welcome you back into the Final Drive Scoreboard Show, sponsored by Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Over in Oklahoma, Jay over Verdigroup, 12-9. And that's it for Oklahoma. Let's move on down to southeast Kansas. Go ahead, Ben.
Parsons beating Baxter Springs in the fourth quarter, 34-14. Wellington beats Labette 25-14.
A lot of scores here from the CNC Conference. Frontenac over Girard, 35-7. St. Mary's Colgan, 63-7 over Pleasanton. Riverton over Cherryville, 37-27. And Galena over Fredonia, 24-12. That's going to do it for the Final Drive Scoreboard Show, sponsored by Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Especially thank you to Landon Reiser, our cameraman this evening for us, keeping you right on top of the action all night long. Congratulations again to Cody Hilburn on his picking up his 50th win. Again, your final tonight, Seneca winning 57-50. So for Landon, Daryl, Ben, I'm Seth Wilson saying so long from the Valley here at Tom Hodge Field at Earl Campbell Stadium. Join us next week as Seneca will host CJ as the Bulldogs come into town with a big contest, non-conference contest, here on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
This has been a live production of KNEO Sports. This broadcast may not be reproduced or retransmitted without the express written consent of KNEO Sports Network. This has been a sporting outreach of KNEO Sports Network, reaching into communities to make a difference for eternity.